And welcome everybody to the Spoiler Kings. I'm Brian the Grizzly with Brandman Brandon. Man, it's been a crazy weekend with all type of information. Too much stuff. I watched so many shows and movies and just man.
Oh, I watched a lot of stuff
I mean,
for sure.
I can't believe all the stuff that we're getting during this time of the year right now. I mean, the TV shows are one thing, but then you see a movie that went over $1 billion already, you know. Inside Out 2 already did that, and that you might
Inside
get
Out
another
2, yeah.
one. I mean, Despicable Me 4 might be hitting, coming in like gangbusters and doing the $1 billion too. Like I personally think that the first $2 billion movies will both be animated.
Oh yeah, easily at this point in time. I agree.
And we're also finally, this is July 1st. So Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yep. 25 days away.
Like, dude, it just with all this content, all this stuff going on, it's hard to even split my time up because I'm like, well, I gotta watch this. Now I'm gonna watch this, and now I'm gonna watch this. It's just awesome.
It's crazy to think about, right?
And with all that said, I still today I couldn't wait for this today. I couldn't wait for this moment to talk about stuff. But I'm also kind of sad because Interview with a Vampire is done.
Yep.
Season 2. I didn't realize how much
That-
I really loved it until it was over. And I was like, crap, what am I gonna do now?
mhm. Oh man, the season finale was so good. Like, I figured they'd stick the landing with it, but like, holy crap.
I don't think you could. I don't know. I hate saying things are perfect, but I feel like I don't know. I would have wanted more. I know I actually watched the show and actually had a tear. One tear coming down my eye. I was like, come back in. But it was definitely hitting me right there in the heart hole a couple times, and I felt like there was nothing that wasn't said, nothing that wasn't done. Even, I know we don't want to get into all of it right now, but even the Daniel part was just so good. Everything just went so well. It flowed perfectly. And I loved it so much.
Yep.
Say.
Yep.
Say. JG Shaolin, what's up, JG? Interview with a Vampire. Wow,
JG.
what a great way to end. It kind of opened the door for season 3, but I think it should end there and be done. No, it's no.
Oh yeah, there's no way. I think they had planned this from the beginning to adapt multiple novels. I feel like, especially with all the kind of Easter eggs they had dropped through dialogue at the end, they're only just getting started.
No, that you've been talking about season 3, getting Lestat's version of all this stuff for months. Like no, it was season 1. You were talking about that. Like season 1, you were talking about, and now it looks like that's what we're getting for season 3. Come on, man, it's going to be so good.
Yep, I'm getting my wish. I just want a proper adaptation of the vampire Lestat. When Lestat said that he was working on his music, I
for the last 50 years.
Yeah, I audibly went, oh. When he name drop other vampires like Akasha, when he said Akasha, I'm like, oh yeah, it's not ending with just vampire Lestat.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get Queen of the Damned.
We're gonna get Queen of.
This is gonna go. The Talamasca. We're gonna definitely get a series with them. Like we're gonna get a lot of stuff going along with this series. It's crazy.
Yep.
What's up, Drew?
What's going on, Drew?
Go ahead. Keep going. I want to hear.
But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah. Like I said, they're only just getting started. I'm so excited for season 3, and I kind of hope it spans more than one season, like 2 seasons maybe to adapt Vampire Lestat properly. They could easily do that if they wanted to. It could be 1 season, but I kind of hope it's I kind of hope it's more than one. Before they move on to Queen of the Damned. I I bet the process. You know who's probably going to have the most fun working on season 3 aside from Sam Reid, as he's going to, no pun intended, take center stage. Is the music department. I bet the music department is really about to cook, and they're really going to have some fun, like writing Lestat songs and stuff like that.
I just want to see Sam Reid perform.
Oh yeah, Sam Reid is gonna, this is gonna be a lot of fun to like where they're gonna go with the character of Lestat. With him just being a theatrical glam rocker. I'm kind of curious. I'm pretty curious to see if they're going to take any inspiration. Well, we talked about it last week. If they're going to take any inspiration from music acts of like the '80s or that sort of thing. Is he going to be uh, comparable to like a Prince or a David Lee Roth or a like a Bret Michaels or that sort of thing. So it'll be interesting to see in that department. But yeah, I bet writing the music is going to be a lot of fun for them.
And it's gonna be
You
difficult.
know,
I wonder if that's gonna take some of the time away, and that we actually get a little bit longer of a wait because of it.
it probably will be.
Even though they said
I'm
they're starting
counting.
to film soon.
Mhm. I'm counting on probably like at the very least like a year and a half before we get it. But if it means good quality, I'm happy to wait.
I don't want to wait, but either way, I hear you though. I got
Mhm.
Knox in here saying, honestly, what else can I say about this show that hasn't been mentioned a millions of times? Top tier adaptation, amazing cast, give everyone all the awards, and that's what I want to say. This show deserves all the awards.
Mhm.
Everyone is doing an amazing job. I feel like they're really understand. They're taking what Anne Rice wrote and they're running with it. So like, it's not like
Mhm.
it's going shot for shot. Yeah, everything's not exactly the same from the book, but they're adapting the right way, exactly how you feel
Mhm.
like the feeling should feel. Like, and I love that about the show,
Yep.
making it its own, and it makes total sense. So, yeah, horror geek say Louis owns the night, dude. That was cold. He was like, "Look, I'm gonna sit here. Hey, hit my address is bleep 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 bleep.
Yep.
Come see me. My doors are wide open. I am not afraid of
Mhm.
none of y'all. Whatever. I own the night. Let you know. This is me." That was a pimp move.
Mhm. Yeah. Louis wanted all the smoke.
So I don't care what y'all bring. Oh, that was so
Mhm.
cool. Armand curveball really got me,
Me too. Me too.
dude. And the fact that Lestat just let it happen for
Mhm.
77 years, like what the hell? He was like, yeah, we'll see how long this
Mhm.
lasts.
Yep. Louis getting his revenge was just so satisfying. And Jacob Anderson really did good with that kind of like simmering, like that like it was a very like um boiling over rage, but at the same time contained, kind of simmering.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
100%. Yeah.
he did a really good job conveying that. That was really awesome and satisfying to see, especially when he got Santiago.
Mm. I know
Um,
I don't want to get too much into it dude, that was,
mhm,
there's something specifically specific that I really want to talk about. Remembering that date. Oh, I can't wait till us to really get into this. When Tank jumps on, we're going really dive in full fledged. But Remember the Date was epic. Was so in a love story for someone to remember that. That's just man, because that's what it is. These two, they're in love. They hurting each other. No one can hurt you more than the person that you love, right? That's what love really is. Like you're so vulnerable to that person, right? And you open yourself up to it, and through all the stuff, no matter what you say, these guys loved each other. That's just what it is. Like I said, I'm glad we're getting a season 3. We need reparations for the Queen of the Damned film. Aaliyah was amazing, rest in peace, but the film was a hate crime. The film was
It's
awful.
so bad. The film was trash. I've yet to talk to anyone who says that movie was good. Whenever you hear about that movie, the only good thing people say about it, oh, the soundtrack was good.
I think the casting was fine. That's about it.
Yeah, the casting was fine. Like Aaliyah, for the 10 minutes of screen time she had, was great.
Which was crazy. It was literally like 9 minutes of screen time.
Yeah. And I remember Warner Brothers like shoving her in the forefront of the ads, and obviously to sell tickets, and Akasha was like 10 minutes of screen time. It was really Lestat's story, and even Lestat himself. I think Stuart Townsend did fine. I think he did okay. Yeah, he was more of a Lestat in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, if we're being honest.
Very good, very perfect. I agree.
No, Sam Reid is everything that I wanted to see out of the character. Like I think he's literally Lestat, like leapt off the pages into live action.
Hey, he made it.
What's up?
What's going on, Tank?
What's going on? I didn't know you got jumping right into
just reading the comments. Yo, Danny's in here, Road to Wisdom. It was perfect, bruh. It's perfect.
It was a great, man.
I'm trying to say it's almost perfect because I don't, the only complaint I have, it ended. I want more.
Yeah. Even the way it ended though was so good. Like Louis is man, but I mean, when we fully get into it, that scene with him and Lestat in the building,
I said I cried. I had tears in my eyes. Like I had to pull it back up. Like,
oh my,
man.
Yeah. Or even the last table scene. When the interview was over. And they start talking about everything. Oh my god,
dude, Daniel did so good. Oh my god,
Dan, yeah.
Rollins says he wants 8 seasons.
I'll watch as many as they make.
They could do it.
Right now, I'm at a point where I'm thinking like 6. But I mean, if you're doing 8, then the Vampire Lestat probably has to be 2 seasons, like Brandon's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What up, B?
What up, man?
Okay, Brian, you're right. I don't want it to end. I need more of it, but don't want to lose its flavor. I understand. And that's the worry about going 8 seasons, that can you continue to hit after hit after hit after hit? Like eventually it's just can't keep hitting home runs. Eventually
the thing it has going for it is it has a story. You know what I mean? Like it already has 18 novels or whatever the Vampire Chronicles are. So it's like compared to something that was another good book, Game of Thrones, as long as they were going kind of off of the books, it was fine until the end when there was no more material. They were kind of like making stuff up with the creator, but it was nothing on paper. This is at least like the story's all there, man. So they can do 2 seasons of Vampire Lestat, do another season of what's the other one? The Body Thief.
We're gonna do Queen of the Damned and then the Body Thief, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
You have to go.
So I mean, they might mix up Queen of the Damned and the Vampire Lestat.
If you do 2 seasons of it, then you have to.
I think they might mix them together and From at least from what I know, I haven't read the books, but from the Spark Notes I read, it was like it seems like that's what they might do. Yeah,
You could, if you do 2 seasons of it, you definitely can mix them together.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And then if they start mixing up all the universe,
I mean, they kind of did it now. They're doing their own thing.
yeah,
They're taking
Alaska.
inspiration. Yeah, and it's good. So I didn't care for the Queen of Dam's film movie. Yeah, it was terrible. It was
Yeah, it
worse than
was
terrible.
pretty bad. It was just, and it's so dated nowadays too. It's very much an early 2000s movie. They took a very awesome novel and just gave it the friggin' like MTV treatment.
Exactly, it was like an MTV movie. That's exactly. They threw
Mhm,
Aaliyah out there for everything. I was like, oh, Aaliyah's movie, and
mhm,
5 minutes into the movie, you're like, oh, that's it. Or 5 minutes
mhm,
of screen time. They treated her like the child. Don't let me get on it, but yeah.
mhm. Not to mention the special effects were absolutely awful in it.
Yeah,
They weren't. They're
I remember, I
unspecial.
remember, yeah, I remember like the vampire effects, like when they moved with super speed. It reminded me of the Bionic Man.
Said Horgy says they said in interviews Hedwig, Angry Inch, and Rocky Horror will be the inspirations for Lestat's music.
Oh,
Rocky
that
Horror,
sounds awesome.
I can see them
That
doing that.
sounds perfect. Oh, I
Yeah,
can't wait for it even more now.
I says at JG, terrific. I get it. I've seen too many shows that have amazing few seasons only to fall off. But just
Yeah.
kind of like what Tank said, like you have so much material to go off of. That you hope that as long as they follow the books and then put their own flavor in it, and we have that connection between those actors,
Mhm,
it works. I follow a series all the way to the end. I watched all seasons of
mhm,
Supernatural like 15 times. So, so I,
mhm,
I have no problem. I stayed all the way to the end of the Flash. So I'll follow it till till the brakes fall off.
mhm.
All right,
Yeah.
now we can start, guys, because Mama Bear, I finally got to her comment. Mama Bear says, hey, she's here. Now we're good. We can go ahead and start. I was waiting until I got there. But yeah, now we're good.
I'm looking at all the books and like, damn. So Anne Rice considered the blood. Was it Canticle? Canticle, I think it's called. Which is the
Mhm,
10th book in their series. But Interview, Vampire Lestat, Queen of Dam, Body Thief, Memnick, the Devil, Vampire Armand, Merrick, Blood and Gold, Blackwood Farm, and then her ending says it's Blood Canticle, I think it's called. I don't know. And then there's
mhm,
Prince Lestat, and Realms of Atlantis, Blood Communion, the Tale of Prince Lestat. But those, I guess, she said aren't.
Not really good.
Also, she wrote between her ending and the next one was like a 11-year difference. Like she
mhm,
finished. She said she finished the conclusion of the series in 2003, and they came back and wrote those other three, you know, a decade later. So
I mean, you're gonna see the Vampire Lestat. You're gonna get Queen of the Dam.
yeah,
Vampire Armand makes sense.
I think we're gonna get Armand. I think we're gonna get Body Thief for sure. They're
Body
already kind
Thief
of
makes sense. That's 4 right there. Unless you do Vampire Lestat as 2, that could be 5. So that would be 7 full seasons. I
yeah.
mean,
Like Merrick, Blood and Gold, Blackwood Farm. I have no idea what those are even about. So
we're
yeah,
so far away from that though. So we
yeah,
have to
well,
see.
we're so far away from that.
We got Knox here. Louis was like, my doors and windows are open. If you're brave enough, come catch these hands. Let's go. Cause I own the night.
mhm,
Let's man. It was so dope the way he was doing it, man. I don't know, I was floored. I was really floored.
mhm.
So facts. I loved True Blood, but went too long and got ridiculous. And that's what you don't want. You don't want it to go too far, and next thing you know, you lose the flavor of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I tried with True Blood. It was never my
Cup of tea.
unfortunately it was never my cup of tea.
Yeah, I think
It
I
was
gave up
okay
like
for me.
season 2. I think it was like season 2 where I just stopped. Not because it was bad. It was just like
It was too much. It's too messy. I was getting tired of all the messy. It's too many characters to try to follow. I was like, all right. I mean, I knew it was good. It wasn't like bad, but I was just like, come on, it's a little bit too much for me.
Yeah.
Louis meowing was unhinged. I loved it.
Holy shit! Yeah, that was great. That was
stuck.
crazy.
Can you imagine being stuck in that coffin?
Yeah.
And then, so we're going through the story. I don't want to get into it. Never mind. Because I almost dove right in. Let's go through all the rest of these comments so we can get into it. The Louis and Lestat reunion had me in tears every time I watched that scene. I'm in tears. So great writing and acting. It hits every time. Those two are just made to be on screen together. They're made to be on screen together.
Yeah.
Sam Reid's line delivery is always top tier. Made me tear up when he asked, did you hurt yourself? No, when he literally said August 8th, 1983. He knew the date that we were on the phone.
Time.
He's like, what did you do? Oh my god.
The time difference. He goes, oh, it was 8:03 here. It was like 10:03 where you were in San Francisco. It was like, bro, it's like, yeah, that was good.
That was something. Yeah, so the Aaliyah hype was real. You remember that back then, right?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was gonna be big. Tom Cruise has never made a bad movie. Of course, Brandon says that. Eyes wide shut, Brandon. Yeah. Eyes wide shut. No, I did. See, you liked even Vanilla Sky. I didn't like Vanilla Sky at all either.
Vanilla Sky was weird as crap.
I appreciated Vanilla Sky. I think like every big star has that one like obligatory art house movie, and that was his.
It was weird. It was weird as
hell. It was definitely weird.
Eyes Wide Shut was weird as crap too.
Yeah, it really was. As a kid, I rocked with that movie. It kind of came out at a time where let's just say some changes were happening, and so I was okay with it.
I had some movies like that too, so it's all right.
Yeah.
The Christmas Cat trilogy is the ending of the series, and I think that should be where we go. I just don't know if they're gonna get. I mean, how many seasons? If you're gonna do 8 seasons, it's gonna be hard to get all the way over there. I don't know. So excited to explore more of the vampire universe.
Yeah.
Don't you? That's the worst part about having a great finale, right? That you have to wait time to get to this more great content. I don't want to wait anymore.
Yep. It sucks, but let them, like, they could take all the time they need if it's going to mean some good quality. Because I'm really hoping I'm really hoping they nail it. They just stick the landing with the Vampire Lestat. It's one of my favorite novels in the Vampire Chronicles. It might even be my number one favorite. And I like how multifaceted the Vampire Chronicles world is. Because you're seeing a lot of stuff. The good thing about it is you see a lot of different POVs from different characters, and they're a lot more multi-layered than you think on surface level. That's why I'm really excited for Lestat to come along and tell his side of the story of things. His background, his origin, him gearing up for this to go on tour with his band. A lot of stuff. I'm kind of curious to see.
You have to keep the action too, and that's the story without having the characters we know. They have to keep it going, so that's going to be interesting too how they do that. Because no matter what, even with without Lestat in a lot in this season, he still was there a lot. So do they do the same type of tricks with Louis? How do they incorporate the same characters in this? How are they going to do it? I'm interested to see. They haven't made any wrong turns yet, so I just can't wait to see what they do.
Same. Yeah, really excited for it. I'm kind of curious to see who they cast to play Lestat's band members too. The band that he joins. I think the characters' names were Larry, Alex, and the other character who just goes by the name Tough Cookie. That's the character's name. I wonder if they're going to keep that name intact.
I wonder if they're going to bring all of them in and not keep, because that's one of the things. Do you go away from the cast that you have all together? Especially because it's going to be a lot about what really happened. So you can't. I don't know. Or do they do flashbacks back and forth from present day like they did in the book? So it was like present day and then going back to things. How do they do it? How do they play this?
I figure that's how it's going to be. Just kind of jumping. Kind of like mostly rooted in the in the present, and a lot of it's going to cover the past. Like the village that Lestat grew up in, and how he was like an animal. He was like a hunter. Obviously, his mother. Obviously, they said she's going to be in it. Magnus, Marius, Louis is going to be back. Daniel's going to be back. So, yeah, I'm curious to see if it's going to follow like a similar narrative structure as the first two seasons. It very well could, but just to kind of have like a different flavor and really kind of set itself apart from the interview with the vampire storyline. I could see it. I could see it being a little different.
Everything else they've done has been very different.
Yeah, just to kind of make it its own animal, rather than, because you don't, yeah, you don't really want a complete retread of how they told things from Louis' point of view. So yeah, I think
if they do it, then it gets really boring, and that's something that
yeah.
you don't have.
Yeah, so I see them kind of giving it its own flavor. I think they need to.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's going to be a little more. Reading the synopsis just really promises something a little more like off the wall and kind of almost kind of trippy. I kind of got that vibe from reading the synopsis. This is going to be a lot more trippy than the first two seasons, which I think they need. Okay. So I'm really excited to see, like, Sam Reid is just gonna like really be able to like spread his wings and give us something special. I'm 100% confident that we already saw him do a great job as Lestat. He's my Lestat. I look at him. He very much is Lestat. He's very synonymous with the character for me. I think he captures everything that I wanted out of the character. So, yeah, the fact that he's going to basically be the main one in the spotlight this time really has me excited. let the man cook.
Yeah, chilling. It said best cat award goes to Frodo in The Quiet Place. I like that. Sam and Frodo, that works. I'm all for it. Sam and Frodo. I love how Jacob said how only he and Sam knows what Louis and Lestat said to each other, and it's going to stay that way. He was proud of it too. Okay, lost the translation. I love that. Yeah, that they whisper to each other. You see them saying something, and we won't really ever know about what's going on. We might see the future. We might hint at it, but you'll never know exactly what they said. I think that was really touching.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that was a thing. That's
if I watched the after thing, the after credit thing, and it tell you that they say, he says that Jacob's like only those two know what was said. And the love there, that was crazy. Yeah. Mama Bear says, suddenly remembered y'all promised a flexing emoji. Right, Brandman?
Don't look at me.
All of a sudden he's forgotten. No. David says, I want to see how they handle Queen of the Damned. That's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The show angles was the way to go with this.
Oh, definitely. Danny says, how is Louis so powerful? He is challenging all the other vampires. How is he so much stronger than Armand? He didn't think Armand would hurt or kill Malloy. Didn't make sense to leave him. All right, so
I didn't get it. Yeah, because didn't he say grab your shit, we're going, and not pay for your ride?
He said, grab your stuff, get it all, and leave. But when he walked out, he was walking out. He said, I'm leaving now. You get the $10 million wired to your account, no problem. Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if Daniel actually told, or asked for it. Because remember, he was going to die. He's got $10 million. He was about to die. Yeah, Parkinson's disease.
The way he made it seem like because he's like, oh, what do you call him, asshole? Like, oh, you're here from my maker, and he's like, no. He goes, asshole. So it seemed like he didn't want it. I don't know.
I think he definitely did. Getting the $10 million changes your outlook on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I started to miss Claudia annoying ass. She did a great job as a replacement. Dude, I think she did a better job. Delaney was off the fucking chain.
Yeah.
My only complaint about Delaney is she looked like she was about 30. But other than that, I thought she was, she looked a lot older than Bailey Bass. I thought Claudia's supposed to be like 14, 15?
15.
She looked about 15 years older than that.
I thought she looked like she was 18. I don't think she looked older than that. She looked about 15, about 18. I really don't. I think she's only 22, 23. So I don't think she looks 30. I'll never say that about a black woman because then you might get real quick.
I'm gonna make an exception this time.
You're gonna get accepted by someone else. Hey, you ain't Louis, bro. You don't own the night. I think it's because
I do.
He has the Lestat blood. Lestat had drank from one of the original powerful vampires, named was Kasha. So yeah, they both had that blood in them, and that was funny that when Armand and Louis about to leave, and Lestat's like, you can't do nothing to me. You can't put me on fire. I had what blood I have going through my veins. So I thought that was cool in so many ways, so many scenes. So let's run through this so we can actually talk about what we love about it. We actually go through his review. So, Claudia actually was on point. I wish they could bring her back somehow.
They could always do flashbacks.
They'll have to. Or and remember, Lestat said, I keep on seeing her in my mind. How do I get it to stop?
Yeah, and he told that Louis does the same. So
yeah, so she's always there, just like a Lestat was. We can do that.
Mm-hmm.
The inner piece. So in the books, Lestat gets the cloud gift after drinking Kasha's blood. So he's probably already had it in New Orleans. Louis should have had Kasha's blood too. Yeah, and I think that's what they said. I think he said that specifically. So I didn't watch the interview, but I did watch Voyage of the Demeter yesterday. I thought that was disappointing.
Yeah,
it was. I thought it was fine. I thought it was fine. It was
good. I thought I was gonna get more.
Yeah,
that's why I thought. I
really liked the idea of it. Yeah, I thought it was fine.
See, I'm glad the black man did survive. Only that and Anaconda. I can see Sam Reid transitioning into a huge TV roles after this season. Is it bad that I think Sam Reid is he did too good of a job?
It is the thing. You could definitely get typecast.
Mm-hmm.
Like I see him, I'm going to hear Lestat no matter what. He did such a good job.
I get what you mean by that.
Yeah. Because even what's his name? Christopher Reeve was typecast. Like he did a bunch of other things, and it was
no one
so hard
remembers
to
any of
take him
it.
away
It was
from
awful.
that Superman look. And he only did 3 Superman movies. So it's not like he was in a bunch. So,
but that's all you need. She said, "Been a minute since he made you blush." The way Armand turned Daniel out of spite, like you don't like me, now you gotta deal with my BS forever. And the way Daniel was calling Louis like a little brother all the time, like, hey, what's going on now? This is what I'm doing now. Like, apparently they talk every month. That was interesting and stuff too.
Yeah.
So the writers promised to give Louis new storylines to keep him relevant to the plot. He is already more empowered and at peace than he was in the book at this point. Well, he is the better Louis. And that's why you did the vampire thing, Tank. You did the right thing. I think he's the better Louis. There's no need to put another Louis in.
Yeah. So we have to our community tab. We have a tournament going of like best vampires. And when it came to Louis, Lestat, and Claudia, I used the TV ones. One, they're just more recent, and we're talking about them. But two, at the very least, that's a better Louis and that's a better Lestat. Claudia,
and it's.
But those two, 100%.
Even Claudia.
Yeah, and it's. I don't think it's any disrespect to Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, or Kirsten Dunst. They were all great, and we all know they were. I just think that they have more to have more to work with. There's more you can do in the capacity of a TV show. Than a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, in the tournament, I just put up the person. It doesn't necessarily mean that, like, it's that version of that character. It's just that character. You know what I mean? Like, I put like Dracula. How many Draculas? So I found like a super generic picture of Dracula because I didn't want to use one specific one. But when it comes to Louis, it could be this Louis in all forms.
You picked the right Louis.
Yeah. Yeah. I know somebody in the chat, in the comments of it is like, oh, we should have went with something else. But I was like, yeah. But
then you're gonna have 3,000 vampires and the tournament will last forever.
Yeah. It's coming up to the end. So if you haven't voted, I think the finals are gonna be sometime next week, I think. Like Monday or Tuesday of next week are the finals. And we'll know the winner by like next Thursday or so.
Cool. So it will be easier to keep involved in the plot now that he's embracing the dark gift. And he's finally seen it as a gift instead of a curse, which I thought that was really cool to see too. And him apologize for not seeing it, which gave us insight that everything that Louis was saying in that first season was all BS crybaby shit. How dare you do that? He just conned me. I didn't know. Like, shut up.
It seemed like he also like apologized for that too. You know what I mean? I felt like it was an apology to the audience. It's like, sorry, I was a little bitch the whole time. Like, I didn't realize I'm gonna become such a badass.
He empowered me to finally become what I'm supposed to be. He was like, I'm even a better person with all this power. That was pretty cool. So I really need to watch the movie again. Brad Pitt did not want to be there. I know everyone keeps saying it's good. Brad Pitt did not look like he wanted to be there. He was not a good Louis to me. I didn't. But no, I liked the movie. I didn't like him in it. Like his character of what he was supposed to be. I didn't think that he really wanted to put it all in there. Yeah. Tom Cruise is awesome.
Yeah, Tom Cruise was great. I thought he was great. I thought Kirsten Dunst was great.
Killed that. Yeah.
It's also a lot of Brad Pitt's movies. He always has that vibe of like, I don't want to be here.
I feel like he was doing stuff and he was looking at his watch like, what time is it? It's almost time for dinner. Like,
just check here.
I always thought he would. I always thought Brad Pitt was kind of like sleepwalking through the role of Louis, and even as a kid, I thought that. Because Yeah, because it was like it was an R-rated movie that I was allowed to watch as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I always thought like even from like the first time I saw it, even as a child, I thought like he was giving like a boring like sleepwalk of a performance.
Xavier says Delaney comes across as older, but man, she fill the gap left by Bailey Bass with ease.
Mm-hmm.
Really did. I think it worked out too good because like Bailey like was the newer vampire and she was like younger, so she came off with that vibe where we kind of skip forward to season 2 and Delaney playing Claudia. It's a different Claudia, you know. She's been through shit.
Mm-hmm.
She's seen some shit, you know,
She's
and
older.
she's like
she looks
older, yeah,
young. She's
you
really
know,
she's been through it. She
yeah,
knows what's going on.
yeah. So that's why I was like, she did it really well. I thought this like continuation of Claudia was done pretty good. And we all had our like really doubts in the beginning. Like, I don't know. After that first episode, I was like, sold. She was a badass, man. She was over here like bitch slapping Louis, like bitch, who I say? You know, like no, we're going here, we're doing this, we're going that, you know. Yeah.
And Bailey Bass didn't come back what because of Avatar, the Avatar sequels. Yeah.
They better be fucking great movies. Or at least she better have like a big important role in movies for her to miss out on this. Like you this is you. No blue makeup, no CGI. This show, if that was her, that could have like really brought her up to a different level. Because no one's gonna know she's in Avatar. She's gonna make
a lot of money.
But is that enough money that's gonna kind of carry her on for how long? I mean, unless she's gonna do all the avatars.
Yeah, if she's gonna end up being the leader in one of these movies, yeah, it could make her all the money in the world. Like she's, you gonna look like how much is Bailey Bass worth? It's gonna be like $120 million. And you're like, oh, good choice.
Character. Well, yeah, we'll see though.
Sam and Louis taught him to embrace humanity. Lestat taught Louis to embrace the dark gift. Yeah, Sam said, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Wow, you guys are profound. So I do think skipping back Blackula is a shame. It's all tank. No Blackula, man.
What?
and the vampire
in the tournament?
Yep.
Yeah.
Put like Blackula against like Eddie Murphy's character from Vampire in Brooklyn.
Vampire in Brooklyn, exactly.
The real star of that movie was Eddie Murphy's black man mullet.
I was the curl. It was tight.
He had like the Nick Ashford dude. That shit was laid too.
Okay. To quote Brad Pitt himself, he said, "I didn't want to play a bitch role, but yeah, they didn't want to play that bitch role, and that was the problem. That he saw it that way instead. You probably should have read the book, bro, and you could have did some more with it."
And it's crazy because it winds up being one of his most iconic roles he's ever played. I would say, you know, whenever I think of Brad Pitt, you know, for me, Fight Club is big.
Fight Club, yeah.
You know,
Thelma and Louise is big. Thelma and Louise is. What's the other one with Ocean's 11 and 12?
Yeah. The guy, you got to give it to Brad Pitt. He's had a pretty interesting career trajectory. Because you know he started out, you know, supporting roles like Thelma and Louise. You know, well, I think Interview with the Vampire was like his big like kind of breakout role. And then Fight Club, you know, the Ocean's movies, and kind of even found his niche doing Tarantino movies. Like I loved him in Inglourious Bastards. Seven. Oh yeah, I forgot about Seven. My bad.
No, Seven is the movie. That's what like you put him into a different stratosphere. Like, what's in the box?
Oh, what's in the box? You know, my I actually like him in supporting roles, like in Burn After Reading, which is like to me like one of the most underrated Coen Brothers movies.
Yeah, it's really good.
Happy Canada Day, Chill Anzo. And of course, Mama Bear.
Oh, that's right. He was in Cool World.
He was in Cool World.
I probably should not have watched that movie when I was like, I don't know, I was like 6 or 7 at that time.
Yeah, I was little when I watched it.
And I was like,
You guys are crazy.
Yeah.
Cool World was awesome.
All right, I'm saying. I love that whenever Sam Reid is asked about why the show is queer compared to the film, he's like, huh? It's in the book, and dismisses it as a dumb question. Best response, honestly.
Yeah. Like pick up the book, people, or like do your research. The movie's got it all wrong. Like I'm happy that they embraced that. I was always kind of weirded out at how much at how out of their way the movies went to like no homo themselves, basically.
Yeah.
And it's a big part of the book. It's pretty key. It's pretty key in all the Vampire throughout the Vampire Chronicles.
You're taking away a relationship from the relationship. You know, it's just
because the double standard is treating straightness being the default on screen, yet queerness always needs to be a discussion is weird. I'm neither there nor neither there here or there for that. I'm more about that's what the book really was. And when you take that out, like when you take that out, you lose the idea of relationships with the idea of, that, chill, stupid. But of that the love, you lose the connection. Like it leaves too many things unanswered. Like why are you doing this? Why do you care so much? Unless you really understand a relationship that's lasting that long, that you fight and claw and with people that are you're different, but you bring the best out in each other, and also bring the worst out in each other. If you don't understand that in a relationship aspect, then you lose something in the story. You really, or the idea that what Lestat is thinking when he's looking at Claudia as she burns, and she's looking at him like, "Dad, save me." You don't understand the family dynamic if you don't do it that way.
Yeah,
and lose. So that's just me. I saw you. It's called No Pity. So bad. Have you guys been seeing the running joke on how Lestat needs to be on birth control? Like, stop making fledglings, man. What's wrong with you? And the first time that Armand actually does have a fledgling is Daniel.
Out of hate, out of spite. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That is funny. Meanwhile, Lestat needs a little like condom, bang condoms.
Put it on your teeth. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Lestat in the book literally kisses Louis in the Vampire Lestat like a rom-com moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the relationship is real. There's a real relationship there through years. Like, this is what it was. Like, I don't know. I don't understand hate. That's just me for those things, especially when it's an important part of it. If you lose something by not having that, then you're wrong. You're losing the feeling. Like, we wouldn't have gotten that last episode when I literally felt a tear coming out when you seeing them talking and meeting again, and Louis having to say that, I was wrong. If you ever been in a long-term relationship and had to say I was wrong, even though you feel like you're 100% right in that situation, then you don't understand what's going on. Like, this is a real relationship. What does that mean? So, all right, that's all the comments. You can take over for everything else then, because
I don't know what review. Well, So anybody watching, keep putting your comments in. We'll get back into the comments, but we're just gonna do a quick round with us. Or those are the fake ones.
That's awesome.
So we're just gonna talk about the final episode. Hopefully sometime this week. I'm hoping we can maybe get and talk about the whole season. You know,
I
because
want to do
they're
it
all
tomorrow. We can do it tomorrow. I'm in.
you know, because I know Danny Road Wisdom, he's a big fan. Obviously, he said he called it perfect. You know, and I know a few other people we know been watching this show. So yeah, right now we're gonna talk about the last episode, and then we'll get a group together, and the whole thing will just be interview. You know,
Yeah,
so
can't wait for that too.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll just do a round around the horn between us, and then we'll get back into the comments. Cool. Let's jump into this. Where am I at? All right, let's do it. All right, what is up? Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Tank Kramer with Brandman Brandon, Brian the Grizzly, and we are going to talk about the season 2 finale of one of the best shows on TV right now, Interview with the Vampire. Holy crap. That's it. What is it? That's the end. That's what was it? The title was like a perfect title. These titles are great.
These titles are terrific, right?
It's like they really care about what they're doing. They're watching it and they're saying, I care and I'm going to do this perfectly. And they're not disappointing. They're really not.
It's called, and that's the end of it. There's nothing else. You know, as of there's nothing else. And it's like, there's still so much more, you know, and it's so great. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about that. We'll get into some of our likes if we have any dislikes and stuff like that, and kind of see where we are at the end of this season, getting ready for season 3. I know me and Brandman, we talked about season 3 last week with the announcement, so you can check that video out right above Brian's head. But we'll start off with Brandman. Just how'd you like it? What you think about the final season or final episode?
Man, where to begin? I was extremely satisfied with this. Just everything. From the way Louis' revenge unfolded to just the performances overall to a lot of the stuff, a lot of the hints they dropped for what's to come in the future. I loved how it was self-contained, but it still left the window open for more. And as we know, as of last week, we are getting more. We're getting another adaptation of the next book, The Vampire Lestat, which I'm just really, really excited about. I think that they really put their foot in this one. The actors brought their A game. Jacob Anderson and Sam Reid. They were just running the show on this episode especially. I was just sitting there like this, just like all in the screen, invested. I didn't even look at my phone once. It was. I don't even think words can do it justice. They just really brought it overall with this. It was incredible. I liked that it kind of gave you a sense of finality, but at the same time, it lent itself to more. So I can't wait for the next season. I'm so excited. Yeah. Like when Lestat said he was working on his music, I was like, dude.
On his fake keyboard, I thought that was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't mean to like sidetrack, but at the end where I'm like, where's the music coming from? Because I'm like, it's really loud. And then he tells Siri to stop the music. I was like,
right.
This place is barely being held up. You have Siri in the house.
You have Siri in there.
It's his home. This is where he was. This is where he and Louis lived. That's where he and Louis lived. So that's it.
You have Siri. I just thought it was funny, but yeah. Cool. What about you, Brian?
I mean, it was a episode that was so romantic, and it surprised me. So you thought the romantic part was Armand, who sacrificed everything for Louis, and we're all going towards it. And no one knew what Daniel was about to say, because you knew Daniel had something up his sleeve, because Talamasca was was sending him messages, whatever. But no one knew exactly what it was going to be. And when he said, "But did he?" But did he for real? about that? Could someone else have done that? And then you realize Lestat is the one who actually did it. He's the one who was actually controlling it.
Yeah.
My mind was blown, and I was like, "Oh, how did I not see this? How did I not think about this beforehand?" They just did such a good job. They cared about everything that was going on. And then the fact that Lestat let Louis walk away, he gave Armand, like, he gave him to Armand, like, just like, he let him walk away thinking that he was the bad guy when he risked it all. He gave all of himself and let it go and didn't say nothing for 70 years, 77 years.
Mhm.
That's crazy. Look, I've been married. I love my wife. I love 77 years, bro. That's crazy. What I saw, it just was profound. And then the reunion between those two after all that time and all the love that was in the room, you felt the tension and love when they were there. And the fact that Lestat felt Louis walking in the house. And that other dude was like getting him rats because he was doing what Louis was doing all that time. Like he was, and you see that with partners that break up all the time, right? That, they start acting like the person that all the stuff that other person wanted them to act like, they end up acting like that person, doing the same things, emulating because they missed them. And that's what we see. So that was another just little small tidbit in this big thing. And the feeling was just so strong. And the sadness with Louis and the respect and the love, it was so powerful, brought a tear to my eye. And then the power of Louis at the end was just awesome. I mean, they just really, really did it. And they did a good ass job.
Mhm.
The one thing I going back to like the what you were saying with them in the house, and them like just spilling the beans that like about everything and just everyone being sorry, and it was so like therapeutic for like as the viewer, you're like watching him like because like even like the stat automatically walls up, he goes, oh yeah, like oh well let's compare how monstrous we are, and then Louis is like, no, I'm here to say sorry. And then it's like, okay, well, I'm sorry for all this shit I did. I'm sorry for all this shit I did. And it's just like, and then they bond over Claudia. And the one thing I appreciated the most was as much as I love them together and stuff, that moment wasn't about sexual romance. It was more of like love. They didn't kiss. And I watched it back again to make sure they just hugged and just held each other. And I was like, that's what was important. It wasn't them like kissing or like being romantic. It was them actually loving each other and caring for each other and stuff like that. So I was like, that is like interesting because there's like very few times when you watch something you're like, oh, don't kiss. Like
Mhm.
episode 9 of Star Wars. Just saying, like, don't kiss. And with them, it would have made sense if they did, but I appreciated that they didn't because like it was sadness and grief and appreciating each other. It wasn't like, oh yeah, let's hook up, kind of thing. It was like, no, so
I
I,
never realized that they kissed or not kissed, but I felt like it just was beyond that. It wasn't about the sexual tension, but romantic sometimes is just like as you said, the caring, the
yeah,
absolute. It's like love, unconditional love now. It's no
yeah,
longer like with any conditions, any strings attached. It's just those unconditional. We have gone through this trauma that's brought us that only you and I know.
mhm,
No one knows Claudia like you and I know her.
yeah,
Mhm.
No one understands her death like you and I understand. And
yeah,
that's why I thought that whispering to each other and only them talking to each other and only hearing that was so profound because no one else knows how they feel or the love they have for each other for that in that moment than them. No one else needs to know. Even us on the outside, we don't need to know because you're not in there. It's only those two. I
Yeah.
think that's profound.
Yeah. That whole scene was just so. That was so freaking good. I appreciate all that scene. Even going back to the scene, the major scene before that was the realization of the truth of everything that happened. They gotta, yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up? But when they're in and finishing up the interview, and then he starts to find out, and it has the clip of like, oh, he was the director of the play, and it cuts back, and then it's
Oh my god, that was
it's
so
when he's telling him, like, oh, then you do this, then you walk over to Claudia, and he's like, well, what are you gonna do to Claudia? He's like, oh, the judges, and he gets mad. He goes, you don't understand the power that Claudia has. I was like, wow, it's like even though everything that happened the way it happened, he loved Claudia. He did, and he appreciated her, and he understood her,
and he regretted. You saw, he said, she looked at me like, Dad, save me. He regretted all that stuff. And that was, and you saw it bubbling to the top and overflowing for him. Like it was overwhelming for him. Like he couldn't handle all the emotion of that. So that was crazy. But I think Naya is right, actually. That's why
you got it.
She said Louis did kiss Lestat, but he kissed him on his forehead and on his cheek. Their love transcended lovers, but now they're family. They're really, that's what's that unconditional love. It's no longer about that sexual stuff. It's more than that. Like more you see, when we people that have been together for 60 years, 50 years, people that have been married 50 years, the love that they have, that's what you see people that die together. Like one dies and the other one dies right next to after them because their connection is so deep. It's not just how you are, the sexual tension or any of that stuff. It's I can't survive without you. Mm-hmm. You and I are almost one.
Yeah, and that's what I meant, like a sexual, like passionate kiss or something like that. Well, and they could have done something like that. They could have easily thrown it in right at the end. And then I rewound it and watched it again because they had pulled back, and I think, like you said, they said whatever to each other or whatever, and then they came back, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna kiss, and they didn't. They just held each other, But yeah, they did kiss him like on the forehead or cheek or whatever. But it wasn't like the kiss he gave to Armand to make Lestat jealous.
Yeah, jealous.
And I think they could have done it, and I don't think many people would have cared. But them not doing it, I think, had more impact on who they are to each other in that moment. That it's more than just lust. It is true love. And that's interesting. For both of the characters. Because I'm really curious to see where they go to. In the next.
That's
season.
Another thing. That's what even think about the idea what you guys talking about season 3 and the vampire Lestat and all that. Where does Louis fit into it?
Yeah,
I don't know. I have no idea what they're gonna do, but we all don't know because they've changed so many different things, but they've changed for the good. So I have no idea.
Yeah, but there anything like everything else
needed to be by himself for a bit.
Yeah, he's so, and that's what he said. He goes, I learned to. He said, like, I learned to be by myself. But I don't know for how long though.
He said, "Where's your companion?" And he's like, "I've been by myself for a while." Yeah,
because I'm my own companion or something. So he said something along those lines.
Yeah,
but I thought that was kind of interesting because, like, throughout this season, they're talking about how hard it is to be alone for so long. I mean, even was it the last season or last episode? I'm sorry, it's episode 7 when he's like, the loneliness, the depression of a vampire. Like, is so much more than a human. So it's like, how long is that, like, being single gonna work for him? But
long enough to find yourself again, and that's the benefit of being a vampire, right? That's the benefit. You have the time. You can't always do that as a human, but as a vampire, you got eternity. So you can take a couple decades off, figure out what's
Even
going on.
what's his name? Lestat, when he was playing his wooden keyboard, he's like, who is it? The pianist. She's like one of the most famous. What he said? Was it Martha Eckridge? Eckridge? I think he said it. And he's like, oh, I'll take her place because she retired. I just need 50 more years to get better.
You need 50 more years to get exactly what he said.
And for him, it's like, yeah, no big deal, But for her, who he's talking about, that's her entire life, So, but yeah, just like how he's able to like, oh, she became one of the most greatest pianists in history, or considered one of the best. He's like, yeah, give me 50 years, I could do it.
Hey, that reminds me of Groundhog Day.
Arthur,
Arthur, why did you say that name?
I need to make that a clip.
Oh man,
yeah, but
said Louis finally stopped being a pick me and chose himself. I could have jumped for joy. Lestat told him on the beach, on the bench in the first season, that he was the purpose in life was to enjoy his life and live freely.
Yeah.
But that's when he didn't realize the gift that he was giving. He gave him the gift of time, the gift to learn yourself, the gift to all that, and then to have a companion when it's time. But he didn't see it. He just saw all the negatives.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the whole beginning was of his raid. We didn't even talk about that because the end was so
epic,
big, and we were hyping up the flame, the fire, like for so long. We're like, oh, this is gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Finally, it's time to come and happen, and it was awesome.
Like footnote. It was like a footnote.
Everything at the end of the episode happens, and you're just like, oh, just mind blown.
Dude, he killed all those vampires so bad, so fast. He was like, I killed 4 in the fire. I knew that that means 4 left. So I killed them. And then when they did that, I blew these 2 people up because they had the gas. And it's just
even the way he kept calling Santiago Francis, and he just kept messing with them. You got small PP and this and that, and doing all this shit to like legit mess with his head. And I thought that was the best, where he just like at the very end, like
he's giving him the Deadpool treatment.
That's what I'm saying. He was giving him the Deadpool. Francis.
Yeah.
Francis.
That is funny. I didn't think about that. It was everything. Even like when the 2 girls were like, oh, we're gonna go away, we're gonna go wherever, London or whatever, and like he like sparks it with his mind, and they're like not even close. I was like, damn, he's good. And they blow up, and like, as they're in the conversation with Santiago, like, and he can't feel them, he gets all angry and shit. I was like, yeah.
Santiago was getting so heated.
He was. I was like,
"Oh, Francis,
mad? Are you mad?
Yeah,
yeah. Like good. Like you didn't see them die, like I did. But what they did to the ashes was it was so bad, man. That was
makeup.
They used it as makeup. They put it in like popcorn toppings. Like he used it as
pepper
lubricant, quote unquote. It was. Like, man,
but like, all of that created the rage. So without without the rage, because when Louis, when he was in full rage, he was going to murder everybody. He didn't care about anyone else.
Yeah,
and I thought that was, it was still powerful on that, and the things that he was saying, like, I died. I was already dead. Only thing that lived was my rage, and my rage was not going to be denied. And he was like, how are you gonna go fight 13 vampires? And he was like, watch me. I'm already dead, so it doesn't even matter. I'm already dead. I'm taking them out.
Yeah. And it was so, and he was so smart. But I know we talked about it before we got into this, his awakening, and when he starts talking to dead people, like drawing shit on the floor, hearing voices, like he's full on crazy. like meowing at it. which it's funny in context or without context where you're just like, yeah, he was meowing. But like in that moment, you're like, he lost it. He's completely like that's it. Like he's gone. All that's there is the rage. Like that's the best way to like when he says that's all that was left, that's all that was left. Mentally, he was like checked out. Like you know,
But isn't that like any parent that will lost someone that's taken away from you that way, that someone did that? Nothing, you're left with nothing but rage. You're a shell of yourself, and you're left with nothing but rage. But as a vampire, you have the ability of having time to heal all those things and all those wounds, even though he tried to kill himself. So we do have to remember that.
Yeah.
So Louis can finally be all the beautiful things he is and be them without apology.
That's good.
That's huge. So Lestat still has to do the backlash of the first book, deal with the backlash of the first book, and now Daniel and Lestat have to protect Louis from the other vampire covens. I don't think so. I think Louis said he's about that life right now. He said that part. Let's go. I have no problems. I'm about that life. My door's open. Come see me. Here's my address. Here's my phone number. Let's go.
Wow.
Said Armand needs to take notes. He's been a side piece for 77 years. I pulled one out for him, but I hate him too much. Dude, how you 500 years old and still not okay with yourself?
But he never was. Even before he was a vampire, he was being, used, sex trafficking or trying to like, and and then he was turned and he was just never had like a good grasp on being what is like human. Louis had a family, and he understood, how the world kind of worked, so he was always holding on to that for so long.
But even with that, he didn't learn how to deal with any of that without Lestat. How to actually be that human.
Yeah.
Because he was born in a time where being a black man in the South in New Orleans didn't afford you that.
Yeah.
He says, I'm a companion enough for myself. That was awesome.
Yeah.
So Lestat's going on tour. Going on tour is going to cause people to want to attack him, as well as Daniel being a bestseller and making all the money and going on TV shows and talking ish about everybody, even other writers. So you're a hack. He said it on TV like, you're a hack, bro. You're awful.
That was good, man. I was I was laughing at that.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, good for that show where it's like, oh, we're gonna make you cry. All right, we're gonna make you laugh a little bit and get you ready, for the next season. But yeah, like it was super good. It was super funny. He's up there like in a Good Morning America kind of like TV show. And
curses a guy out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was great. But also, I don't know if they can attack Daniel because he's a public figure. Like if he gets
so now you're bringing everything onto yourself now. Yeah.
Because right now there's still a lot of people that don't believe it, and I'm sure like the vampires in charge and all the publishing companies and stuff, like it's fake, it's not real, But if he goes missing, puts a little bit more legitimacy to
all the claims and all the books.
Yeah.
This is a good question where she brings up. Louis should definitely kill Armand, but after being with him for 77 years, he does love him in his own way. Does he?
I don't know, man, because like you just found out that like the dude that saved you, right? That like that one little thing that you were holding on in the relationship, and you find out it was false. It's like like, dude, that's the only reason I was with your boring ass for 77 years. It was because you saved my life back then. So I don't know.
I mean, if you really in love, can you kill yourself? August 8th, 1983 at 7:27 p.m., whatever it was, whatever he said that time period. Yeah. Like you walked into the sun because you was that unhappy with him, Ink.
Yeah. Yeah, and also it's like the last time he saw Lestat was like he kissed Armand. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be with him, and that's gonna be your death." So it's kind of like if we
You're
break
together
up, then
for
Lestat was
in
right.
spite.
Yeah, you're in spite, and you kind of like, I don't think it might have been love at some point, at least maybe like lustful love, but I don't think it's not the same of what Louis and Armand or Louis and Lestat have.
Mhm.
You're right. It was 1973, not 1983. Yeah, you're 100% right.
Yeah, because we're gonna get the 80s next season, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, 73. You understand? So what we just saw was now. So yeah. Louis definitely went on a huge character arc. I'm glad he's out of his own whiny phase. Is now owning the night because he was whiny for real. And it was starting to get annoying. Like the motorcycle kill was amazing.
Yeah, it was. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Just, if Lestat and Louis get together again, their roles are definitely going to be reversed. I think
They
if
have to
Lestat
be.
and Louis got back together, I think they would be actual partners.
More equal.
Yeah. Finally being able to see each other for, in a relationship, that's your goal, right? Is that to be in a relationship with a partner, someone that you can share everything with. And there's no dominance, there's no nothing. Maybe them getting together. Yeah. This will be the first time that they can actually be partners.
Makes sense. I was gonna say, like, now I'm thinking about it, like, oh, Lestat was in pain for all that time, but also it was like he also buried himself for 100 years because his first boyfriend died. So he's a little bit over exaggerator, just a little bit, but nonetheless, it was still, I think him and Louis' relationship is different. But yeah.
Considering what kind of character Louis was in the source material, Jacob Anderson didn't need to bring his A game, but he did anyway.
Definitely better Louis.
Unpopular opinion: did you ever think that Santiago might have had feelings for Claudia because he was stalking her before she went to befriend Madeline? Do you think that was Claudia was collateral?
I never gave that any thought.
Yeah, I never got that. But looking back at it,
that makes sense.
Good. I would have to go back and watch it and see how he is in those episodes.
I always thought that he was using her to get the coven. But could he have had feelings for her? Maybe, but I thought he was always just using her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was also a starving vampire, which led him to going even deeper into his madness. That's true. He was on the brink of death.
Right there.
He didn't even know he was screaming out. The other covens have vampires that are over thousands of years old. So as confident as Louis is, he's still only 100 years old. He definitely needs backup. But what Knox says, he also has the blood of Lestat, who has the blood of Akasha. So I'm not worried about him. So Akasha is important. And the fact that what did Lestat say? I have to be willing for you to kill me.
Yeah.
That's how powerful he is. Like, that's the blood that's running through his veins. I have to be willing for you to let you kill me. It's not just going to happen. Yeah, but I'm all for Louis having people having his back regardless. Yeah. The fact that Daniel despises Armand and is now going to want and ache to be around his maker is really sick. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. That is an issue.
But that's gonna be interesting, though. I kind of want to see them together to see that hatred for each other.
I wonder if he's going to continue to push Armand's buttons. Daniel just continues to do it.
Oh yeah, he will. He will.
Yeah.
Louis was whining throughout the Anne Rice books. This series did a great thing by making him evolve into a stronger person.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that 100%.
It was very much a necessary change.
Yeah.
The reason why I thought about Santiago was hearing what he did to her ashes. It was petty. It really was.
Yeah.
It was almost like you're intentionally trying to hurt for
Mm-hmm.
just because you're upset about something it doesn't seem like it's just a regular upsetness. This seems like you're trying to really go after it. Like, why are you hating so much?
Yeah. And then like if that's all true, because right now you're just kind of going off of that, but say if it is true, then like Armand was cool with that too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Armand was literally directing.
Yeah.
Wasn't like he was fearful directing. He was involved directing, giving notes in the sideline, like it's on the sides and putting things in, and letting people know what's on the footnotes and header and all this other stuff. And that was crazy seeing it and realizing that he was literally rehearsing with Lestat the entire time. And that Armand was going to let Louis die with Claudia.
Yeah.
That was all part of his plan that he wrote.
Yeah. To show you how much of like a shitty person Armand really is. Yeah. Like he goes, I'm over you. Just I'm gonna let you die. But the one thing that I thought was kind of interesting was like a few was it the last episode? I think was it Brian brought it up or one of you guys brought it up? That Sam being in two places at the same time, and we were just like, oh, maybe that was like whatever. And then it's like actual part of the story, So like as the viewer, if you caught it, like good for you because it did play a role in the end, because Sam was the only one that survived. That's where they got the script with all the notes in it, was from the new DJ Sam, which is funny. But yeah.
He wears a helmet and he's a great EDM.
Yeah. I thought that was funny. But yeah, that was like really interesting. I'm like, I like when they do stuff like that. It's like if you caught it, we didn't mess up. It was on purpose, and then it, in the next episode or so, like they explain it. So that was good.
I wanted him to say he had mouse ears too.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yes, we'll be back in a minute. Okay.
Okay.
All right, hang on.
That could it be dangerous for Louis to trust Malloy? Couldn't Armand influence Malloy to try to hurt Louis later on down the road? Armand really didn't love Louis. I think Armand was infatuated with Louis, right? Like he just really felt like he needed to be. He was very needy in himself, but he was infatuated, and it was almost like if you love someone else, then if I can't have you, no one can have you.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys have to worry about Daniel doing that.
Yeah, and it was also like it always makes it seem like whenever they make a vampire, like a fledgling, it's usually like out of like love of some sort. You know what I mean? Like oh, because this person wants to be with this person, or I want to be with them, or they want to be with me, blah blah blah. He did it out of spite. So I mean, does that change their relationship? You know what I mean? It's like anger was going through his blood as he created, Daniel into being a vamp. And also if he's not accepting it, if he wasn't willing to accept, the gift, quote unquote, it's like where it's like literally he was forced to drink the blood and all that, I'm assuming. So
I really don't think he did because I think he enjoyed it too much. Louis is the one who like didn't necessarily want it. He still, didn't really want the gift, and he, the way he acted, it took him 100 years to act like a real vampire. Daniel was doing a real good job being a vampire real quick.
Yeah, so he saw the guy and he was like licking his lips already, and went to go hunt him down. So yeah.
I'm really excited about Daniel and Armand's dynamic. The only time we saw him, real him, is when he was alone with Daniel. I do like that they have a huge age gap, but in reverse. He's 500 years, 570 years old, 600 years old, and technically he's, Daniel's like 6.
Yeah, comparison. Because yeah.
Armand and Daniel are gonna have a lot of psychological battles.
Yeah, they're gonna be pretty interesting. If we get into the vampire Armand.
Yeah, exactly. When we get to that, that's going to be interesting too. We're going to see something different. So, I don't think Armand was going to let Louis die. He wanted Claudia dead. Well, the script said Louis was going to die.
Yeah.
Remember, he wasn't supposed to. It was supposed to say death. Not, and Armand was not the one who got him to say banishment. That was Lestat. That was his thing. So they were going to kill all of them. You were supposed to die with Claudia.
Yeah. I wonder if was Armand's plan was like, all right, kill all of them, and then he's gonna get back with Lestat. Like what was the ultimate reason why Armand was doing that? You know what I mean?
thought he just chose the coven. At the end of the day, he chose the coven. That's what that was.
He chose the coven. Yeah. That he was just like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna stay in charge and stay with the coven. Yeah, I mean, it could be that, but yeah, I just want more of a definitive answer on why. Because our mom's gonna let
As
him
long as
die.
we got 6 more seasons, let's go. Give me all of it. Santiago was more manipulating in his relationship with Claudia. He and the coven had been waiting for Claudia and Louis since the two arrived in Paris. That's true.
Yeah.
Like Louis said, every person Lestat will try to replace him with would just be a pale proxy of me. Guessing by how he looked after those 77 years, Louis was right. Or was Louis doing the same thing with Armand? He being a pale proxy of Lestat.
Yeah.
Xavier says, I almost feel bad for Mayfair Witch's second season having to follow such greatness.
Oh man, you're not wrong.
Hopefully Alexander Daddario is going to be able to bring more than just the pretty in this time around. She needs to do something. She needs to take some good acting classes too, man, because that was not good in season 1.
Which sucked because it started out with a pretty decent enough start.
Yeah.
And she is fine, so I'm not over here hating.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, but I mean, she's the main character in this story, so like,
and that's the problem.
Yeah, and like I think the people around her are pretty good. I enjoyed all the other people around her, their acting, and they help kind of carry it. But she needs to step it up. She needs for sure to step it up.
You need to start reading the book to understand what's going on.
Not even that. It's all her emotes are so like this. Yeah. It's just like am I surprised? Is this like, am I supposed to act surprised?
What's my motivation?
Yeah.
Was it Lestat that freed Louis out of the coffin in Paris, or was it Armand that dropped the blood on the rocks in the coffin?
It was Armand.
It was Armand. Yeah.
Because those are
he thought he could manipulate it.
Yeah, he was coming in and trying to make the best of the situation. He's like, okay, well, I can come in and swoop and save him and take all the credit. So if he's gonna kill everybody, at least he won't kill me.
He was right.
I think that was pretty much, yeah.
So Armand was obsessed with Lestat for 5 years, and then latched on Louis because of that connection. He bit Daniel just so he could still be in Lestat Louis' life. He's such a weirdo.
Ooh. That's interesting. That's
a damaged goods. That's a damaged person that's still doing all that. He has some problems, bro. In the book, he didn't want to change Daniel. They were in love. Daniel will be strong with Armand's blood.
Yeah, in the books, I'm not 100% sure because I
can't remember that.
But
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I believe that Armand was in love with Lestat. He settled for Louis, but eventually grew to love him just as because.
Hmm.
They were saying that Daniel and Armand were in love. Then no, because Lestat didn't care about Armand. Lestat only loves Louis.
Yeah.
And then he said, yes, they were. But after Armand finally changed him, he started to hate Armand.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, so they definitely changed that from the book then.
They changed a lot. This whole show changed a lot. So I think Lestat was punishing himself because of Claudia's death. I definitely believe that Lestat is bipolar. He went through with his plan out of anger and then melted the minute he saw his family. You saw that in their when Armand was directing and trying to, do the play. Lestat looked like he was just a shell of himself. Like he didn't really want to be there. Like, I don't really want to do this.
Yep.
Yeah. In the rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How can you rehearse for months, planning to kill your companion for months and look them right in the face all that time?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Lestat not telling Armand shows that there's a deep level of connection between the two of them. Not telling on Armand. I think it had nothing to do with Armand. I think Lestat didn't say anything on Armand because of Louis. He wanted to give Louis something that he could believe in. And he said eventually Louis will figure out and come back, but he need to give him that joy because he could handle being the bad guy.
Like, you can hate me as long as you're happy, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna give you someone you can't be happy with.
Yeah.
Orgy says, I think Armand just wanted to hurt Louis and Lestat since Louis kept on denying their companionship in front of others. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Petty.
I think they will reverse roles for Armand and Daniel's story. Daniel chasing after Armand in the show instead. Huh.
That would be interesting. Like, he's the I hate him is kind of like an act.
Mm-hmm.
You know? That'd be I'm cool with that. I like that.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Like, you son of a bitch love me. You know, that type of stuff. You know? Like, I hate you. Come on, give me a hug. Yeah.
David says, I watched the Naughty Library on YouTube. She goes through all the books. That's why I have some knowledge.
Nice. Nice.
I understand what you're saying, but the truth is Louis would never have figured it out without Daniel. 100% true.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Armand was very hesitant with allowing Daniel to be there. Armand didn't really want Daniel to be there. What I found interesting was that when Louis left out of the room, he lit the computer on fire. And I thought that was him saying, I don't want this book coming out. It'll be against the rules. And Daniel did it anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought too, was like, oh, where this book is not coming. It's not going to be published. You know, and then, obviously, back to the cloud or whatever. So, yeah.
I don't think you understand what the cloud is.
Yeah. Well, they know. It's like they live in Dubai and do crypto and all that stuff.
So you it's like tearing up someone's piece of paper after they already typed it up and sent it somewhere else. It's like, I just sent an email. But why are you breaking my computer? Like, I just go get another one.
I think it was more of the message, like, hey, like, you don't do this. I'm gonna burn up your computer. It was more of the message than the actual action.
Mm-hmm.
So now it says Armand was already frustrated with Louis because he didn't listen to him. By Madeline, that was the final straw. So Armand was never going to kill Daniel because he was supposed to be a living testament of their love. I thought they were going to kill him in the end because they never wanted the story to get out.
Hmm.
Actually, Armand did not meet Lestat until the 1700s. Armand was already a few hundred years old when he ran the coven. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, they said that in the show too. You know, he was already around. He did the dungeon coven thing, and then
Yeah, when they're all about to die
Saturn,
off, and they're
yeah,
like,
and, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Louis should have never left Daniel with Armand. That was stupid.
Yeah,
that was really dumb.
Yeah.
I agree.
Rashid left. Where he's like, Louis kept calling.
Rashid, where are you? He was like, too
Like,
bad, bro. I told you to get out.
Yeah. But also, even if you didn't know he was part of the Telemasca group, it was just like, you think that guy's gonna chill here after like you two are having this fight? Shit, like if I was to help, I would like take off too. It was like, nah, man. Like y'all like are past like throwing plates at walls. Like you want to kill people. Like, I'm good. Well, like Danny's a dumb one for not taking off.
He should have left with him. He should have grabbed his stuff and ran out the door.
Yep. He was like fumbling around. He was like, "Oh, what do I take? Motherfucker, nothing. You just run." Like, what? You just run out that door as fast as you can.
So I'm pretty sure the Talamasca saved the files and would have published it anyway. Agreed.
Yeah.
So Rashid better be in the Talamasca show. Oh yeah, he needs to be.
Yeah.
But all that. Super spy. He's like James Bond 007. So Louis left Daniel and Armand because he's so used to being a master and Armand licking his boots. I wonder. So, but Louis didn't go and kill Armand. He's like, if you touch him, I'll kill you. He ain't go do nothing.
Yeah.
So, if you believe that, challenge me. Do it. Challenge.
Yeah. I don't think I've heard anything else about the Tamaska show.
Yeah, it's kind of hit a standstill. It's just just the plans for season 3. Yeah, nothing about the Talamasca.
Yeah,
But I figure.
I think that's when I sent you guys that article, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figure probably either by the time production is finished on season 3, or maybe even around the time of its release, maybe we'll get more information about the Talamasca series.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking.
Yeah, it said this is a story we've been developing and wanting to tell from the earliest moments of this franchise, focused on a fascinating and compelling secret society that has already appeared in both of existing Anne Rice series, Alamasca. So, it seems like this is going to be a way to tie up shows.
Yeah, tie them all together.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That should be cool. I like that.
The last one we got right now. I love how Louis changed the penthouse. It looks bright and cheerful. No more dreary dead trees and stuff like that. He called Tyrone, told him to come pick up his crap. Take Armand's stuff out with him. Come pick your crap up. I'm out.
Also, was Claudia's dress on display before? I can't remember.
I don't believe so.
No, like I can remember. Like here, it was very obvious. Like because like when he did his shit talking to the rest of the world of the rest of the vampire world, like the yellow dress was right behind him, hung up and nice displayed, lit up and all that. So I was like, I don't remember seeing it on the wall before. So I don't know. Yeah, no, it wasn't. Okay.
Yeah. So he had Claudia's dress and a portrait of Paul, the two people he loved and lost.
Which is having the dress up there on the wall was kind of cool.
What's better in your opinion, this or House of the Dragon? This is a good
like
transition. Let's answer this so we can transition to the next thing.
Yeah. I'll let you guys go. Man.
So you like this a lot more?
A lot more. Yep.
I like this 10 times more. I'm more connected.
Mhm.
House of the Dragon is good. The stuff I'm seeing is good. The story is good, but this is almost epic. Like
Mhm.
I feel like every week this is epic. There's no more building because even with the building of a story, they're still telling a good story. You don't have to wait and
Mhm.
feel like this is a filler. There's no such thing as a filler because everything mattered. Everything was just driving the story, and this just has been one of the best things I've seen on TV in a long, long time.
Yeah, and this is so much more better than House of Dragon. I know,
Mhm.
I was texting you guys today how upset I was getting with House of Dragon, because I watched both of these shows today, at work. So I watched Interview first, obviously, and just absolutely so good. And then I watched House of the Dragon, and I was just like, ugh, it's like put these two together.
He's like with a stick, like do something,
Oh my God.
do something.
Yeah, we'll get to that, but also when a season ends and the whole show can end, like if they're like we're done, we're not doing any more Anne Rice stuff. If this was the end of Interview with the Vampire, that would have been a great ending. Just like and that's how you end like a good season. Like a cliffhanger is always good, it's always fun, whatever. But to have an end but still be able to tell another story, but this could be the end. Like it was so satisfying, super satisfying.
Mhm.
Like last season 1 left us with oh, and this is Armand, and you're like, holy shit, and then it ends, but this is like it ends, and it's gonna start a new story. And I think that's whenever they're able to do that, it's always so good. So but yeah, I have the 2 seasons so far for both shows. Interview with the Vampire, like without a doubt.
It's not even close.
Easily.
So Mike Flanagan tweeted that he loved the finale and says it's one of the best shows out right now. I think it is the best show out right now.
Mhm.
Period. It is top tier TV and so much better than House of Dragon, which is also great. And then at the end, when Louis said, "Run up," they should have played a Nuck if you buck. If you I well lost it. Nuck if you buck. That would have been funny. But that's what he did. Basically, he should have been sitting there like and had all his guns or all his like stakes. Come see me.
Mhm.
It be like John Wick style.
Yeah. You got like fancy vampire caps, so like
Okay. Take it on you, man. Close it up.
Also went over real quick because I saw this from Kevin Davis. I did want to bring it up where he said people in Hollywood do still care about sexuality and image to the public. But shows like this, like shows like Black, Our Flag Means Death,
Mhm.
like those shows when they're able to like tell good stories and it doesn't matter what the sexual orientation of the main characters are. You know what I mean? Like two people in love are still two people in love.
Mhm.
And when a show like this is able to tell that, then those people who get angry can't say anything, man. Like you can't be like, "Oh, it's a crappy show." No, it's not. Like like all the critics, all the fans, like everyone, like on every like critic kind of rating system are all saying this is an amazing show.
Yeah.
IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, Google, like, or it's like it's good. So I think shows like this help normalize,
Mhm.
like queerness and stuff like that. So yeah. So
Oh, I don't put this huge anything into it. I feel like love should be love regardless. And
Mhm.
however you feel like that love needs to be, expressed is up to you. That's fine. And you should have the freedom to have that love. And you should be able to see and feel that love no matter what's going on. And no one else should be able to
Mhm.
take that away from you.
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. And Yeah. I don't get too much more into it, but yeah. But
it made for a great show because it made you understand the feelings.
Yeah. Oh, you're not legit, man. Like teary-eyed, surprise. I legit was like, like I'm sitting there watching it, and when you find out, like, oh my, like what it is, like Lestat, like it was Lestat. I was like, oh shit, like it was like so good. Yeah. So when a show does like that, like it doesn't matter. But yeah, let's get into. Oh, you know what? Let me do a little outro real quick, so then we'll move on. Yeah. But yeah, those are our thoughts for the season finale of Interview with the Vampire. We want to hear from you guys. Leave your comments down below. If you're watching on the replay, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate all you guys coming in throughout all the whole season and all the episodes we've been doing, giving us your thoughts, your theories, your reactions, all that good stuff. So we appreciate all you guys in the replay gang checking us out. And everyone in the live, thank you guys so much. But if you are watching live, stick around because we got to move on to our next topic for the night.
Yes, just so you know, I'm probably going to give it like 5 more minutes. I'm going to go to bed.
Okay, yeah. You want to give us your? We'll do House of Dragon. You want to give us your thoughts real quick, and then whenever you want to take off, you take off.
Yeah.
Why don't you do the introduction and then let them do it, and then get out?
Yeah. And then whenever you want.
Okay.
All right, what is up? Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Tank Kramer with Brandman Brandon, Brian the Grizzly, and we're going to talk about episode 3 of House of the Dragon. I believe it is. Yeah. So
3 episodes in.
3 episodes in already. So we'll talk about some of the stuff we like, disliked, and kind of overall thoughts of the episode. But Brandman, we'll start off with you. What you think about the episode?
It was the obligatory kind of setup episode. So they're kind of setting up a lot of kind of things that are that are like coming in the pending episodes, if that makes sense. So this is all kind of it seemed like a big culmination of the potential consequences and more fallout from what's happened so far from the first 2 episodes. I think it really, for me, that's mostly all this episode was. It was just set up for the following episodes, kind of basically saying, oh, something big is on the horizon, which kind of worked for and against it, I'd say. Like, it was cool to see it, but at the same time, I think they got a little too overindulgent with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Not a bad episode. Definitely my least favorite so far, though, of this season.
Okay.
Yeah. Just build up,
Build up, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any good parts that you liked, or any bad parts that you didn't like?
I'd say that's a tough one. I was very kind of like middle of the road on this episode overall. I don't really think it had too many like standout moments, nor did it have anything that was like bad to the point of like outrage, that sort of thing. It was just very. I was very much in the middle of the road on it. I had a sense of kind of indifference by the time it ended. By the time it went off, I just kind of shrugged. I was like, "Huh, all right,
yeah,
we'll see what happens next week."
Yeah,
just kind of walking that line.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Unless you got anything else.
That was pretty much it. I'm actually gonna get to bed before midnight.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
Yeah, starting to get a little drowsy. I want to fall asleep on camera again.
What? Never did that.
Never.
I've never did that, right?
No idea what you're talking about.
Not ever have I nodded off on camera. But yeah, I'm gonna get to bed. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Always a pleasure. See you guys Thursday.
Cool, man. Have a good night, dude.
All right. Good night,
Good
guys. All right, bye-bye. All right.
Cool. You want to go next? What you think about the episode?
The episode was a lot of planning. There's a lot of putting. It reminds me of you play chess, right? And before you execute your move, you put all the pieces in order, and you're looking at your two sides, and you're seeing all the faults on both sides, and you're also realizing that either one, it could go either way. And I thought the one thing I really did not like was Rhaenyra going to go see Allison. I was like, what the? Why are you going to go see her? And you're arguing about, I'm a mother too. Why would I do that? She's the reason this whole war is happening. You don't think this is a setup? Like, what are you doing? Allison is not your friend, and you're treating everyone like you can be above reproach and be the good guy and still win this war and try not to fight this war, even with all that you've lost. So you lost your son. Now you lost your kids because you sent them away, and you're still trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. You need to put your big girl panties on and rule this and kill them, because everyone needs you to do that, and it's not going to happen. But that's why they're not afraid of her without Daemon.
Yeah,
as much as they're very much the same, same person, male and female, the same person. Daemon will do what needed to be done, and she's not as strong without Daemon because she's trying to be the good king. She's more like her. She's too much like her father. If that makes sense? She's too much like her father, and sometimes you need to rule with an iron fist.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say that it was like she's very much like her dad, while her half siblings, Allison's kids with him, they didn't get that same fatherly treatment. One, because he was like halfway dead by the time they were born, which is icky, but whatever. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, you get a lot of different when you're able to like raise kids, and teach them things and teach them what it is to be whatever you want them to be, So yeah, she's all that. But you got anything else before I go? Because
well, no, I thought that was stupid. I think they're setting a whole lot of stuff up, and Allison's just the worst. And if anyone doesn't believe it, I don't I don't like saying I hate a character, but I literally hate her. Like, the worst person ever. And she's just everything bad about a woman you could think of is all inside of her. Like, all of it. Everything. And she is the worst character ever. And she's literally the only, without her, you take one character out of all this series, none of this stuff happens. And it's her.
It's a whole different show. It's a whole different show. Yeah. Well, even like you said, like, like finding, like, when we're not saying the actress is a horrible person.
Oh, I love her as an actress.
Olivia Cook, I think her name is. She's doing a great job at us, like, looking at Allison, like, you a dumbass. It's like this straight up, like, you are stupid. Like, the whole time in my head, just Rhett Foreman, like, dumbass. Like, it's just, oh my god. So, like, this episode, I was pretty bored, honestly. It had some good moments. It had some interesting stuff. Like, I thought one of the more interesting moments was something I had to read from an article after it. When one of Damien's daughters, I believe the younger one, had to like go and take the kids and take the baby dragons and take the eggs and stuff like that. Which I'm like, and she's bitching about it. I'm like, what are you bitching about? Like, she's literally putting the future of everything in your hands. you're like,
and
but I won't fight. Like, shut up.
if all of them die, you become queen till their other people are of age.
Yeah. It's like, but she's like, but I can fight or I can do this. I'm like, this is what? Hey, oh, it's just so annoying, And it was like, but I thought one thing was cool was the director confirmed that 3 of those eggs are the eggs of Danny,
Yep.
So there was, I believe, 4 eggs in that basket.
There was it 4 or 6? There's a lot of eggs.
There's a few. Yeah, so that part was cool, but also the whole time I'm like she's literally telling you like I'm giving you this very important message. It's not just like, oh hey, yeah, sit in the car and wait. It's like, no, this is very important. And she's like, but I could do more. Like, what
Yep.
more can you do than keeping the fucking dragons and bloodline alive?
I'm literally giving you. I'm trusting you more than I trust anyone ever.
Yeah. Like, we're all gonna die here, right? And I'm preparing for that. So here you go. It's so stupid. But that was one thing. And just was it Kristen, whatever, Sir Kristen.
Mhm.
Um, man, he just turned into such a dick. I just hate him more and more and more. And it's just like, and it's just like legit kids are running the kingdom. Kids are running the kingdom, and it's a bunch of dumbassery going on, and it's so annoying to watch.
It's not
You know,
just kids. It's like the worst kids ever created.
Targaryen kids. It's like God. It's just and then kids that they're so easily manipulated. And like the one dude who has probably had your best interest at heart, who still manipulated you, was your grandfather, and you kicked him out. But now,
Yep.
you listen to every other dumbass that is telling you to do dumbass shit, and it's just like, oh my God, it's so frustrating to watch the show, And
But
then
Aegon is stupid, and
Aegon's a
I can't.
dumbass.
I want Aemon to kill Aegon so bad.
Can these kill each other? Like, can the mom just I love you and stab both of them? It's like, is this so and it's just like they're kids. I get it. They're supposed to be stupid and make stupid decisions because they have all this they have this unearned power pretty much, so is it one-sided? Yeah, a little one-sided.
Yeah.
Well, because one side is legit doing dumbass shit, and the other side I think is like how you said, she wants the best for everybody, and that's gonna be her downfall. So
What up, Jimmy?
yeah. What?
Well, why you hate? Don't be hating on
Oh,
me.
I remember you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just the whole show was it's fun. It's fine. It's just super annoying. And then the end, like you said, everyone's loving the end. And I thought the ending was showing how stupid everyone is in this stupid ass kingdom, and it's just like, it was like, because I remember saying that last season where she's like, "Oh, the king said my son's name, said our son's name before he died." I was like, "You named your son like every other Targaryen is named Aegon." It was like, "What are you doing?" Like, you know. And I did kind of enjoy the Rhaenyra, whatever her name is,
Mm.
looking at Alicent and is like, "Wait a minute, did he say he actually said this? Okay, but he said this." And he said this, and her kind of putting it together, and she's like, "Wait a minute, how do you know what he said?" And it's there, it's oh, this is what he meant. He was telling you this story, blah blah blah, and and Allison's like, it kind of sat there like, oh shit,
Yep. Then you did all this crap, and you really fucked it all over, and
But it's just like, but again, Allison was being manipulated by her father,
mhm.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, because he always wanted the power. I mean, he was
yeah, he
the
wanted
hand, and
power,
he
yeah. You know, so he was manipulating her, saying like, "Oh, if she's in charge, she's gonna kill all your kids," which was like the complete opposite. You know, and she never showed that she was gonna do that. So it's just, you know,
But
again,
Otto, that's what Otto does. Otto, he
Otto,
manipulates everything. That's what he's good at.
he's still trying to do it at the end. He goes,
Yep.
"Ah, fuck this place. Let's go to the other place." And and she's like, "No, my kids are here." He's like, "Ah, they're
We can have more kids. Kill them.
yeah,
Let them die.
yeah." I thought that was kind of funny. Oh, that was kind of funny. So yeah, so it was just like the ending was just like the thing that bothered me from the first season carried over to this season, and it was just like, so now what? So now what are we gonna do? Because now Allison knows everything's illegitimate, that
Yep.
she fucked up.
Yep.
What are you gonna do
And
now?
now she's looking at Aegon like,
Like,
I
oh,
did
like
this
even
shit.
before she found out she fucked up, like she's already like, oh, maybe you shouldn't be king. You're a little crazy, dude. You know what I mean? And now she knows, like, oh, you really should not have been king. I was right all along. Like Rhaenyra would have been a great king or queen, like I said.
And she is. And she's even handed and she's steady handed. And everyone knew it.
Passionate.
Viserys knew it. Everyone knew it. And she would have had Daemon by her side, and it probably would have been good. It probably would have went really well.
Yeah. All of her half siblings would have been rulers of some random spots and shit. And that's the part that pissed me off. It was like, and even she came out on Flan and told us, she goes, I saw him before, and he was saying everything like, we're still good, you're gonna be queen. He's been saying that for years at this point, that you're gonna be queen, you know, to everybody, to the day he died. And you're telling me 3 seconds before he died, he changed his mind, and you're the only one that heard it? Come on, you know, like, you know, but it wasn't like to like everybody in the whole world. It wasn't like, come on, it was just between them two, you know. And she was telling us like, are you really this stupid? Like, did you really think this is what it was supposed to do? And Allison was like, yes, I that's what I heard. It was like, well, that's what you heard, but
That's what
that's
you
not what you
wanted to
understood.
hear.
No, she heard you heard her say Aegon, and you heard him say like Prince blah blah whatever the hell, you know, he called, like, you know, but she's like, yeah, but you don't understand the meaning behind all that shit because you're not a Targaryen. You're not part of the family. You know what I mean? You were brought in later as like not a side piece, because he did love her, but it was more of a
I don't know. There's
rebound.
beings.
Rebound.
Yeah,
That's,
rebound. Yeah.
you know,
And she doesn't understand the story of Fire and Ice. She never heard it. She never knew anything about any of this stuff.
yeah.
So she doesn't even understand any context at all. So when she hears Aegon, she's like, oh, my son. And you should just get slapped for that. Like, come on, man. So stupid.
So many people just like saying like, oh, this is the greatest episode. I was like, what? I was like, it just proves how stupid everyone is. And then so it's like, everyone gonna die because
Yes.
just stupid. I mean, I don't mind when stuff like that. Game of Thrones did a lot of that too, a lot of stupid, but at least they hit it with you know, people being cunning and manipulative and horrible people. Here is just like, oh, Allison, you know, hooked up with her best friend's grieving dad. You know, because her dad told her to do it. You know, it's like
While she's also hooking up with the Hand, who is really just a soldier that she kind of put in power, but that's not listening to her and manipulate, like, and letting him manipulate her son. She is just the worst.
Allison,
Literally
yeah,
the worst.
you know, and it's you know, and she comes across as this like super strong kind of character. Meanwhile, he's like, oh, every decision you made was told was you were told to do that by somebody else. It just it comes off as like, oh, you made that decision. Like, yeah, but you guided her to that decision. You know what I mean? And so many people done that. So it's just you know, I'm still gonna watch it, but I I don't know.
It's convoluted. It's just so
This
much
one
going on.
this one really
And
upset me, man, this episode.
I'm going to still enjoy watching it. And it's just, you know what I had to do? I need to get some space between this and Interview with the Vampire. I can't watch it in the same day. You can't
Yeah,
watch
it's true.
straight greatness and new hotness, awesome, and then something that's good, but just has some filler, has some problems, you know?
Yeah. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of heat for it, because the few people that are saying things that I'm saying are just getting annihilated on the internet for. Like, oh no, it needed to be said. They were world building. I was like finding out somebody's stupid is not world building. It's just, like, I don't know, like it's. And again, they brought up like Valyrian steel, like it's some magical thing. I was like, there's literally Valyrians on the other side of the water. What? It was like, that's supposed to be magic shit. And they're talking about like this old ancient thing. I was like, there's Valyrians still alive. What?
Corliss is right there. Like,
Exactly, man. It was like I was like, that was the part I wanted. I wanted more of the magic shit, but yeah. But I'm kind of curious about the dragons, because like Rhaenyra is like, oh, they're getting ready for war, like they know what's coming, so they're like uneasy and stuff like that. So, I mean, there are some like stuff it's gonna be fun to watch. Daemon doing Daemon shit is always entertaining.
Yeah.
he's
I can't wait to see Daemon and Aemond hit each other. Like finally meet.
That's gonna be good.
Yeah. Daemon's gonna get all the people, all the following he needs, and he's gonna get there. And Aemon's gonna be sitting right in front of him. And what happens?
Yeah. Also, how Aemon is gonna be different now, I think, without his like therapist, which was the whorehouse, because Aegon kind of ruined that for him. It was like, you went in there and he was like legit a therapy session, you know what I mean? And now that's gone, so now he's gonna be even more effed up in the head, like because Aemon's already got he's super smart, super like military strategy kind of guy. So it's gonna be interesting to see what he does now that he doesn't have like his person to go talk to and stuff.
It's so crazy because in another way, Daemon and Aemond are very similar. And what happens? But the whole thing with Daemon seeing young Rhaenyra telling him all about himself, that was a pretty cool scene.
Mm.
And seeing the side his own thoughts and realizing that she's probably right. I'm probably wrong. And I don't, I have not gotten past this. And how could I get past this? I was the rightful heir.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still holding on to a lot of resentment. Even when the king was still alive, he was a lot of resentment.
He'll leave. He'll leave all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was okay. I don't know, maybe it was just a slower episode because it was a little slower. Like Brandman said, it was prepping for what's to come. But yeah, I just feel it's gonna be more of the same. It's gonna be them making stupid decisions, bad things happen, and then somebody else makes a stupid decision because of that, and it just kind of becomes like an endless cycle of stupid decision, bad thing happens, stupid decision, bad thing happens. Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. Books, Gers, and Purrs said, interview with the was so good. They set the bar so high now. Yeah, where it's hard to watch.
You can't watch other stuff.
And anything else on the same, especially a season finale like that. And then that's really not a filler episode, but it's like a prep episode.
It was a setup. It was a total setup episode. That's just what it was.
Those you can't watch those together on the same day. At least not watch the finale, a great finale first. I should have done it the other way around. I should have watched House of Dragon that interview, but I couldn't hold
I was surprised to see Millie Alcott in this episode. Tony, what's up?
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Yeah. I wonder if we're gonna see her again. If there get any more of those like memories or stuff like that. But I was surprised. That was kind of interesting. Seeing Daemon kind of figure things out on his side.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like I don't love it as much as other people. I think John Campbell came on. It was like, it was a great episode. I was like, was it though?
I mean, that's John Campbell. He still was up there about Andor. Andor's the greatest thing for Star Wars. I was like, whatever, Campbell.
Yeah, yeah. But I get why people like this show, man. I mean, it's Game of Thrones all over again. And Game of Thrones is however you feel about the ending. The middle, the beginning, and up to the end was amazing. Like
Yep.
some of the best stuff.
The
And
last season.
yeah, yeah. But I can see why people are liking it. I'm still not in love with it as much as everyone else is. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
That's kind of where I am. I'm enjoying this. I think it's a very good show.
Yeah.
But it's just different. It's a different show. At the end of the day, I'm probably going to enjoy the entire season, but it's just not Interview with a Vampire. So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just curious to see where it all goes next, man. Yeah, I'm just curious where else he goes next. Because now, what do you do when the thing you put in control is out of your control? And that's kind of the situation that they're dealing with right now. I'm kind of ready to see all the shit hit the fan with that because yeah.
We should get a t-shirt say F Allison.
I don't know.
Just
I don't know how anybody is
but F Allison just like everybody else.
Oh, that's funny. It said Game of Thrones political intrigue was better and messier. Yeah. That's what it was. Because I think you had really cool characters in it that were just like they're evil, and then some of these are good, and then you have a lot of them in between people that flip flop a lot. I think that's why I liked it. But yeah, definitely better. If DC regained its glory, Millie is ditching House of Dragon.
In a second.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I don't know how much longer she can play a kid like that. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, no, she still looks really young.
Yeah.
To be 24, she looks really young.
Damn. I thought she was still like maybe 18 now. 24. Yeah, she's still
24. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know. You got any last words on it? I'm sure.
No, I mean, I'm interested to see what we get next week. I know we're going to get a lot more craziness. And I'm glad Rhaenyra and Daemon together are a force to be reckoned with. And I'm telling you, man, I'm hoping Aegon gets killed by Aemon. I'm sure hoping that. Or Daemon kills Aegon, and Aemon has to step in into the shoes, and now we get Aemon and Daemon 1-on-1. Let's go.
That'd be interesting. I'm kind of curious to see like how it all kind of plays out. Because you got the old guys and then the kids. So kind of interesting for sure. It's still a wild show, man. I mean, this episode not as much, but they do a lot of wild stuff in it. So I'm definitely still expecting. Was there like 8 episodes or something like that?
Yep.
If there's and we're only episode 3. There's episode 1 started off wild. I think we're gonna get even crazier than baby killing. I think we're gonna get some crazy shit for sure.
The baby drags eating other stuff like it. I'm sure it's gonna be nuts.
Yeah.
And as soon as it happens, we're gonna be sitting there like this. As soon as it happens.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for that moment. But yeah. But cool. Yeah, we appreciate everyone coming in and hanging out with us with Game of Thrones. Sorry. House of Dragon. It's a hard habit to break. With House of Dragon, episode 3. Let us know what you think about it. How'd you like it? Do you hate it? Majority of the internet is liking it, so I know I am in the minority of that kind of stuff. But if I'm wrong, come and tell me I'm wrong. I don't know. Tell me why I'm wrong. But we'll see. But leave a comment down below. Let us know what you guys think. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, because we're going to be talking about House of Dragon every Monday live. So you can come and join us live and be part of the conversation. And if you are watching, live. Stick around because we are going to move on to our next topic for the night. All right. Yeah, I also thank you, Mama Bear. I remember that dude. He came in before and was like specifically
challenge everyone to a fight.
Like, no, just me. I don't know why. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? At least when Kyle comes in, I know it's like out of a place of love. Like he's talking shit just because that's what he does. Yeah, this Jimmy guy, I'm not sure.
Oh,
Mama Bear got her mod hat on today, man.
She'd be all about it. I don't know if you guys see this. It came in today.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, look. That's what I got over here. I have the comic book of that.
That's what I thought about it. I saw it. I was like, oh yeah.
That's awesome. I love the Weapon X story kind of stuff is super cool. Him going full barrel. That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
And where'd you get that one from? Where'd you find these at? Brian, can I have that?
I always look for new stuff. So I was like, oh yeah, I saw it online. I was like, sold.
I was what the hell was I? It was a few weeks ago. I saw the Green Ranger. In a display, kind of like that, like a statuette about the same size, and they wanted $80 for it. I was like,
yeah, a lot of times it ends up being, so these turtle ones, cost about almost $80, like $75, but they're a little heavier.
Yeah, like a good statue like that size. Yeah, it's gonna be about $80. If you start getting bigger or more detailed, then it starts getting more expensive. But I saw it, I'm like, I was really debating. I'm like, fuck, I really want it because it was good. It was a really good looking Green Ranger, in his action pose and shit. I was like, I can't.
Just give me the float.
Online they wanted 154 or 130, something like that. So it was a deal. It just I meant to be
can't justify spending that money right then.
Yeah. My mom said actually disappointed he got in so many. Yeah. He came in before a while ago.
That was a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got Cyclops coming in. So Cyclops is supposed to come in sometimes this week.
Very nice. Sorry, I've been kind of distracted at some points. Got a toddler who didn't get a nap today, so he was super cranky, and then a wife that's 34 weeks.
Is it 34 or 35?
I think 34. I think she just hit 30. No, yeah, it's
no.
What week were you in? That's 26. That's 38.
This is the first. So it's July 1st.
Yeah, well, her week starts on Fridays.
Okay. Because I'm thinking you got until the end of this month, really.
Yeah, but that'll be 38 weeks. She'll be 38 weeks on the 26th.
Okay.
And then we start talking inducing. So I'm kind of pushing that week because the following weekend is my dad's birthday, and I don't like when people have birthdays like right on top of each other. So yeah.
Thank you. About to have another one, Tank, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Sorry. Yeah, thinking about having another one. Yeah.
Thank you about
that. Another boy.
I got two girls. I am a girl dad all the way.
Yeah.
Think 6'5", 265, girl dad.
That's how they do it, man. That's how it happens. Yeah. Yeah. And then I feel bad for Erica because she is everybody. So I have the cat.
Everybody's a male.
The cat's a boy. The dog upstairs is a boy. Two baby boys. So she's outnumbered by a lot. Yeah.
That's just how it works sometimes.
We figured
Really,
it out.
another baby? Wow, yeah.
Yeah, I've been kind of keeping
Hey,
it quiet. You know, we had some issues, but yeah, I'll probably be at the end of this month ish. So I'll probably be gone for
the way I see it is Tank will probably be here for 3 more weeks, and then he'll probably be gone for a month.
Yeah. Like I got 2 months off from work, but that first month is just like zero sleep.
Trying to get your house back together, your life together.
It was, and you know, it was hard when it was just one baby, but now we have a baby and a 2-year-old, and it was like, how I don't even know how I'm gonna sleep. I don't know how people do it, man. Like,
I did the exact same thing.
yeah,
We were
yeah,
my kids are literally the same distance apart.
yeah. I was like, I don't know, man, because like, luckily my son now, he's pretty good sleeper for the most part. Like he stays asleep, but man, you know, I'm like, he stays asleep, but now I'm gonna have a crying baby every 2 hours or feed and stuff. So I was like,
You're eventually gonna end up separating them.
oh yeah, oh yeah. I was like, we're going in the other room and me and him are going to sleep.
So I'm low key nervous about the energy in this conversation. I tell you this much, I'm done. So you ain't gotta worry about nothing coming out this way. Boy, I'm super done.
I'm done. We're done after this. We're like 2 and done. That's all I wanted. Erica was like, maybe 3. I'm like, nope. 2. That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
2 girls. They're like, don't you want to try for the boy? Nah. Good.
Another girl.
My babies are strong enough for that. I am done and done.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I'll probably catch up a lot of, like, that's what we wound up doing the first time we came home from the baby. Got caught up on a lot of watching TV and stuff. So probably do that
So what's
again.
gonna happen? You actually don't watch Stranger Things
I
because
know,
you've
right?
been promised it for like a full year now.
Don't worry, I got like 5 more years before the next season comes out. I still got some.
Caleb McLaughlin's gonna be have 3 kids by the time it actually comes
He
out.
could be a granddad.
That's what he's gonna be the new T'Challa. That's what's gonna happen.
That's funny. Book said, I'm one and done. My kid is an angel, so if I had another, it'd probably be a rascal. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. My first one is special. She is awesome. My second one is a little tornado. She's a little Tasmanian devil, a pink one with a bow.
Yeah, the pink, the busy. Yeah.
That's her.
Yeah. And I'm worried because everyone's like, oh, the first one, he's so like nice and stuff. Like my son now, he's like adorable, super adorable, but he is a little, like, energies or bunny never ends, man. Like I watched him, he watched me put away all his toys and we have all his soft toys in a bag in his playpen, right? He watched me put it all away. Just legit sat there and watched me. As soon as I was done, he walked over, just dumped it.
See,
And took the bag and sat on his little chair with the bag. Like, you can't even.
See,
I was like,
that's because you had too much love, man. That's too much love. I would have choke slammed him. Learn today. You get Undertaker.
Oh my god, man! But he took the bag, dumped everything out, took it back to his little chair, and then put the bag. Like, it's not a plastic bag; it's like a fabric, like, long,
it's a mesh bag,
mesh bag kind of thing. But then he put it over him, and then like he lifted it up just high enough where he can peek an eye out of the little handle hole, and he's like laughing at me. I was like, I want to just like choke slam you so bad right now.
No, what you do is you pick him up in the bag. Let's pick the whole bag up now. You like this now?
Yeah. But he's just sitting there laughing. I'm like, what you laughing
at? So I do feel bad for the boys who had to take out Brian's daughters on the date. Like walk out the dude. It's going to happen. I'm going to work out every day of my life for the next 10 years, 12 years, just to make sure when they're going on their dates, I am going to put 450 pounds on any boy that wants to. Hey, you want to let's go work out first before you take my daughter on a date. put the I'm gonna do my 4.5 plates. I'll put it on his chest. If you ever come in late for my daughters, I will end you.
Yeah.
And then I'll pick it up with one hand and let them go.
That's funny. That's why I imagine like them opening the doors, like, oh, look, meet my dad. Like, where's your dad? Like, you're just in a shadow somewhere, and you just like peek out, and you're just like, and you just like fall back in the shadow. Oh, speaking of, Louis did that this episode. That was fucking awesome. Like,
was awesome.
do some shit like that. Look in the window, and then, and you like they disappear back in the night. Just like,
Oh man,
that's funny.
So I miss them days.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I was sitting over there. You see, I was saying he just turned. Was it? He said he turned 36. I was like,
like, what year is it? Bam.
So, my father met my boyfriend who came to pick me up while my dad was sharpening his arm length butcher knife. I've had that happen to me. I picked up a girl and he had his gun on the table, just he was cleaning out his gun as I came to pick him up. It's like, oh, we're
Like
not
with
going
the
out again.
name engraved in it.
Said, this one says Brian.
Yeah.
I took the time to engrave the bullet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. But
I said, don't hate because I'm still a young buck. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
man, you know, that's important, man. If you feel young, then that's I get it.
I don't even feel young. That's my thing. I know I'm old. I feel old. I know it.
I see stairs and I'm like, oh, my poor knees, man. I like my knees already I hurt just looking at stairs.
Oh, I did want to ask you about One Piece, man. You happy that One Piece coming back August?
Is it when? This August?
That's what I thought I saw.
There's no way. They just started production like today.
Thought
They
it was
just started
2025. It said One Piece 2025. I think that's what it said.
Oh, 2025. Oh yeah, next year.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, yeah. I'm almost on episode 800, I think right now. I think I'm at like 780 something right now. And it's so good, man. It's so good. It's wild as shit, but it is so good. It might be in my top 3 animes of all time, and I'm not even done with the show yet. Like Dragon Ball is still Dragon Ball Z. I love Super, even though a lot of people hate Super. I love Super. I'm
Really,
excited.
you do?
I like Super a lot. I love like down here. I got my Super Saiyan gods over here. So I got Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta and then Gogeta. If you,
I see. I definitely do not like Super.
There's a fly that's been bugging me all night. But yeah, I love that. So that's definitely my favorite, just because I grew up with that stuff. What's up, Jason? Jason said I actually like more GT than Super. I hated GT. That's when I thought I'm like, well, at least I got Z. Because I did not like GT. Yeah. Because I think because the original creator wasn't part of it and it just felt off for me. You know.
Because it's not right. It's not the same. You know, like I didn't like anything without the original creator. Like even the Broly stuff and all that stuff. It just wasn't for me.
I like the new Broly stuff that they're doing after Super, because they did the
movie.
They did a movie after Super and they introduced Broly. And I thought it was, and it's more canon because the way they did Broly before in Z was just a movie standalone. It didn't really count as canon technically. This new version is canon, and I like it. I like it a lot. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah. But quick question concerning soccer: is there more hype in your city about Copa America?
No, it's crazy. And Copa America is going to is it going to be at Atlanta? Is that what it is?
Probably. Yeah. There's really like not a lot of hype, man. Unless soccer is your thing, being out in the burbs, there are more soccer people, I think, than in the city. City has their fair share too, but I think more.
Oh, is it here?
Is it Chicago? I thought it was Atlanta.
I thought, yeah, I thought they were gonna have it all around, like Dallas, Atlanta. Like I thought, I thought it was like Miami, Dallas, Atlanta. I don't know. That's what I thought, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. He said just watched Uruguay and versus US. Can't believe the US got group stage.
I'm not surprised.
I
Though.
have no idea. The concepts of the GT were fantastic. Some of the realization weren't great. Yeah. I mean, I did find it kind of interesting, with having the dragons, kind of come be part of it and stuff like that. It was kind of interesting. I did not like Super Saiyan 4. When
No,
they did
not at all.
4, I
Yeah.
did not like that. That looked weird. I thought Super Saiyan Blue, when they were doing that, I thought that was the better progression of it. It was stupid, because like I mean it is super stupid. I can't deny it because Super Saiyan Blue is Super Saiyan God going Super Saiyan. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, it's stupid, but I did love it. When he does Ultra Instinct though, like Ultra Instinct is dope as shit though. I thought that was super awesome. But
So
Blue,
yeah,
I'm glad they just call it Blue now because
might as well. Okay, I got it. So it's in Austin, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, Orlando, Florida, Kansas City, and North Carolina.
okay. No, so you were kind of right.
Yeah, I think I thought I had most of that stuff.
Yeah. You said I know they played Jersey, Miami, Texas, other places. There you go.
So yeah, I got actually June 23rd it's in Arlington, Texas. June 27th it's in Atlanta, Georgia. July 1st is Kansas City. And we had June 20th was gonna be in Atlanta. 25th would be in New Jersey, East Rutherford, New Jersey. And then Hard Rock Cafe in Miami Gardens, Florida, June 29th. Yeah.
That Texas and Florida gonna be super hot, super hot. So, you know about that, man. When you were down
Florida
there,
was dude, it was different. It was I've been hot before. We were at 116 degrees in the sun, and you're gonna be in Disney World. I was like, dude, I'm done. My daughters were excited about going, and they're done. They're like, I can't do this anymore. Dad, can we go home?
there's like, I'm melting.
Yeah.
So I kind of missed a little bit of the convo, but what was the anime you were talking about? Finished Demon Slayer today. I don't even remember what the hell we were talking about. Oh, you brought up One Piece.
Yeah, One Piece.
The One Piece is coming out August of 2025.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, that's way too long. That's a year from now, and the end of season 1 was like about a year ago. You're talking about
and it should be coming out now, but it just started filming.
They just started filming. I love the castings. I love the casting so far. I think
They had to
like,
recast though.
No.
Didn't they recast? Oh no, they just added cast. You're right. They just
added
cast.
They added cast. Because there's so many. They got Smoker, they got Mr. 3, they got all like some of the other like characters and stuff like that. There's still the big ones of Ace and Nico Robin. We're still waiting for those. I think those are gonna be like big announcements, like because those are very important characters. But we got Mr. 3 was great. The David, I forgot his name, but he was a Spot in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, okay.
Late Night with the Devil. He was just in that one. I can't think of his name. But yeah, he's gonna be Mr. 3, and that is like a perfect casting. Perfect casting. Super hyped about that. So
yeah, I'll show you guys. This is why I paid for the Princess experience for my daughters.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's fun.
So my oldest one was Moana, and my youngest one did Rapunzel. So they chose their stuff. They did their hair, makeup, all the stuff, and they loved it, and they said that's the greatest experience that they've ever had. And I thought that was really cool.
That was that bibbity boppity thing or
Yeah,
whatever it's
bippity
called.
boppity boo. Yep, yeah, teak.
That- yeah, yeah. That is super cool because they legit get treated like princesses there. So that's awesome.
It
That's
was
awesome.
awesome. That was cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you.
Oh, he did.
So first we got Despicable Me 4.
I watched Demon Slayer. I got my
Oh, you got it right here. Yeah.
what the hell's his name? It's too late. I can't remember names right now.
The line faded and had to be transported to the hospital. What? He fainted? Oh man. Crazy.
for being too hot. Yeah. Well, there you go. Peru. I don't think it's too hot in Peru. Could be wrong. I mean, when I was in Peru,
Gotta be. It's right by the equator.
yeah, but I think some of Peru is higher elevation. But I know like Lima and stuff is like lower, like sea level. So maybe Canada though, Mama Bear knows it's not. It never gets too hot. So they coming down and playing in like Miami. Yeah.
And we didn't talk about this. You saw we finally have $1 billion movie.
Yes. Yeah. First one of the years. First one since Barbie. Inside Out 2 in 3 weeks.
3 weeks made $1 billion. Yep.
Crazy, man. That's crazy. And I'm curious to see what Despicable Me 4 does this weekend. Having the long weekend.
Despicable Me 4 box office debut, $60 to $80 million. I think it goes way over it. I'm thinking Despicable Me domestically will be somewhere around $100 million because it's the 4th of July weekend and it's going to be hot and people are going to want to see it. And I'm guessing we're going to come back next Monday and talking about Despicable Me making $200 million worldwide the first week.
Yeah, sorry. I was like, a message popped up on our stream thing.
I've been looking at all this stream.
It's gonna make a bunch of because we're going. Me and Erica are going Wednesday. We're going Wednesday.
We're also going Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday at 5:45. I think I'm going.
Yeah, I think that's about the same time. Because like we don't have work the next day, so I don't have to worry about like going to sleep. There's no at least I don't have a stream. You do. You go on a stream.
I always have a stream.
But if we decide to do something after, we could do something too because no work. But yeah, I mean, and we're going on a Wednesday, so you got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then all that weekend. Like it's gonna have a long, big box office weekend.
And yeah, remember, like, so Despicable Me 3 made $1 billion, right? And 770 million of it was international.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, this is going to be. I think if it does a big number because it's 4th of July weekend in America, we're going to get another. The second $1 billion movie will be another animated movie. We'll have 2 back-to-back animated movies making $1 billion.
I don't know, man. I don't know if Despicable Me if Despicable Me is a good movie. If people are saying it's a fun movie, I enjoyed it, it's gonna hit $1 billion. If people are like, it was all right. I think it's gonna get up high, like 800, maybe 900. I don't know if it crosses $1 billion if it's not a good movie. It needs to be a good movie.
Well, Despicable Me 2 was a good movie, right?
Yeah.
Number 3. That only made 970.
Yeah.
Despicable Me 3 wasn't that good of a movie, and that made over $1 billion.
Yeah. But I wonder,
it's
the
international numbers.
That's what's gonna be.
That's why I say it's the international numbers. All it has to get to is about $300 million domestically. If it gets $300 million, it will be $1 billion movie.
Just because international. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. They love their minions. So and then you get back his wife, and now you introduce a baby.
Mhm.
Everyone loves like a baby getting into a little mischief and stuff like that. So that's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good movie. I haven't heard anything yet about it. I really haven't looked into it, um, but I think it's gonna be a fun movie. Even number 3, I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I'm like, oh,
It was just okay. It was just
all right.
whatever.
It wasn't the most of my favorite out of the bunch, but it was still like an enjoyable movie. But yeah, if it gets to a billion, that'd be interesting. It doesn't have a long time to do it.
But it
If
has
they're
long
doing
enough.
it in
All it
3
needs is
weeks,
3 weeks. If you give 3 weeks and then because other people can't go see Deadpool versus Wolverine, Deadpool and Wolverine. Other people won't be able to go see it because it's rated R. So while you're watching Deadpool and Wolverine, they gotta watch something, right?
yeah,
Despicable Me 4 might have a second life because of that. Because you have
yeah,
a rated R movie that I think is gonna get close to $1 billion too.
yeah. I think it passes $1 billion because, like, I think in Illinois, I don't know if it's the same for all the states, but here you just got to be with somebody who's 17 or 18. No, 17. I think if you're with a 17-year-old, you can
No, you to
go.
bring someone in, it's 18.
It's 18. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Which
you
is
as a 17-year-old can go, but to bring someone else in, you have to be 18.
okay. Yeah. So, and it's still like that's not that hard to do. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's gonna be really hard because most people a lot of people have kids. A lot of people have kids,
yeah,
and they're gonna want to go see it, right? But you can't bring your kids into a rated R movie, like really, and like you don't want to bring a little girl, who still likes unicorns into Wolverine, Deadpool, and Wolverine.
yeah,
Thus, you might have to stick them into the other theater and let them watch Despicable Me again.
yeah. And that's kind of like the thing where like Deadpool and Wolverine definitely has a specific crowd. It's not super niche, but it's not as big as something like Inside Out 2. Inside Out 2 is like doors wide open. Whoever wants to see it can see it. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
a Marvel movie, you're gonna nitpick a lot of like, there's a lot of people over Marvel movies too. So
Yeah, but I think this is the one movie that's gonna bring everyone back.
I think so too. I think so too. But can you imagine we have 3? Imagine if Despicable Me 4 gets it, and then Deadpool gets another billion, like back to back to back like that. Like,
That would be nuts. But this is
you
the
know,
time to do it. This is a summertime. There's not a lot of huge box office hits, and you knock them all out right now, and then we might end up with. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up with $5 billion movies this year.
I mean, here's
And
3 possibilities: Moana.
yep, Moana,
What's the other one?
and I think Lion King might end up
Like,
getting it.
I always forget about Lion King, but yeah, yeah, I can see it. I can see it hitting it. Damn, damn, yeah. But having 3 like back to back to back, like between Inside Out, Despicable Me, and then
From
Deadpool,
June to
Wolverine,
July. Getting
June
3
is yeah, yeah. Like that's that. I always find that like interesting because it's like if you get something like that, even if they get close to $1 billion, they get 900, which is still really really good. Like how people are still saying like, "Oh, theaters are dead or they're dying." It's like, where is all this money coming from? It's like they're going to the theaters, they're watching it. And I get people have bad experiences. Man, I hear a lot of bad experiences. Will always told me he had some really bad experiences. When it was just me and him.
Go see, yeah.
I never had a bad experience.
I've had
I
one.
a few times, but nothing too crazy.
I've had
It was,
one, but besides that, everything else has been great.
yeah. Yeah, there's a
And that
tornado watch during Mission Impossible, the last Mission Impossible for me. Like legit, everyone's phone, because even if it's on vibrate, it still rings if there's a
yeah.
tornado watch. Everybody's phone all the same time, like wow, 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 wow. We're like, what? And somebody comes in, he's like, "There's a tornado. Stay inside." Yeah,
He said, watch a movie, know it, your car might not be there when you go outside.
yeah. Well, you see, like everyone kind of like going out and making calls and like babysitters and stuff like that. So. We were okay because like her parents were watching the baby, at home. So, but
So
still,
they're safer. It's fine.
I like text them really quick. I'm like, if you need to go to the basement, get to the basement just in case. So, yeah, but Yeah, I think a movie stopped midway through.
You
Audio died
got your
a couple
thing.
times. Yeah, but nothing not too crazy. All one for the Haunted Mansion. We bought a ticket, and we always buy the same seats. Every time we go. With all the way top along the aisle, so we have an easy in and out and shit like that.
Yep.
And we had bought them, and we get to the theater, and the first thing goes letter and then number. So I'm looking for like J whatever, and I'm like, wait, it doesn't go that high. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm looking, I'm like, what? And I'm like, am I in the right theater? I'm like, what is going on? And then I went up going there, like, oh yeah, we changed theater auditoriums. So
No.
like, so
So you didn't have tickets?
so, so somebody fucked up. Somebody fucked up, and when they did that, you're supposed to at least transfer it over to the same theater or adjust a person into a similar seat. Right? So like, oh, we don't have a lot of showings, so you're here, but we're moving to a smaller theater and put you in a seat, somewhere else. They didn't do that. So there was like a good like dozen of us or so that just like didn't have seats. And they were cool. They're like, oh, here's a bunch of free meal tickets. Here's a bunch of free popcorn. Here's free movies. It's like, here's a bunch of free shit. And they're like, and if you want, you can sit in like the second row. And me and Erica are like, what is sit in the second row? So
I'd be like, hell no.
we were like,
give me a
somebody's
theater.
already watching the baby. So we're like, we'll just lean back. So it wasn't too bad. At least they gave us a bunch of shit. Well, very sad.
Yeah. I've had a few earthquake teams playing a phone games in front of me, but the top of was a kid saying, "Mom, are those dinosaurs dead yet?" It was repeat during the land before time.
Oh,
The one good thing about being bigger and scary to people is that they don't like to do that in front of me. Like they look back at me like, "Is he gonna do anything?" Like, no, of course I'm not gonna do anything. But you know what? If that's gonna encourage you to act right, I'm not going to stop you from thinking that I want to do something.
yeah. You give him a quick glance, like, don't think about it. Yeah.
Hold me back. Hold me back.
Yeah. The kid one is funny, At least it's at a kid movie, so you can't be like too mad. I did go to the Minions when they were doing the Gentle Minion thing, and they brought in a shit ton of bananas, and I was like, oh, please don't turn this into a thing. Luckily, they didn't, because they were like bringing bananas and throw it at the screen and shit. But
Oh, you ain't gonna throw it in my theater. That would be the end of that.
I was like, don't fucking do this, man. But anytime there was a fart, they all started like laughing. And it was like funny. Like, I didn't mind. I mean, it's a fart joke, and every time it was like one of them farted or made a weird noise, like they just started like laughing like really loud. But I thought it was funny, So, and at the end they did like a standing ovation for the entire fucking credits. I was like, who are you doing this for? None of you are recording. It's like, are you supposed to be recording this and putting it on like TikTok? Shit.
They just doing it for themselves.
Doing it for the meme. I thought it was funny.
Oh, I don't see you as scary. That's because I'm not scary, but when you just look at me, people think they think I'm scary, but
yeah,
like no, I'm actually I'm more of a teddy bear than a grizzly bear.
We gotta change that. The Teddy and Panda.
Exactly.
I always don't want that's cool, man. Be able to talk that many different.
Dude, I forgot more French than I took maybe 6 years of French. I probably forgot more French than I know it right now, but it's easier for me to write it. But when you're trying to recall when you're speaking it's the harder thing.
Yeah. Oh, I did want to some. Oh, you're talking about Demon Slayer. Jason was talking about Demon Slayer. Is that because the new arc isn't out yet, right? If you know what you're talking about. Because I watched all of Demon Slayer. I'm fully caught up. I went to go see the movie with Erica, and I was kind of pissed because only half of it was new stuff.
You said that, yeah. I remember that. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, I don't think they've started the next season, which is the next like arc. But I love Demon Slayer. I was like really enjoying it. But I don't know if you can't really see it. Kaido from One Piece, which he's becoming a big player in there. But I have Ryuk right here. I know you probably really can't see him. The wing from
Oh,
Death
I can
Note.
see it. Right here. Oh, that's pretty cool.
So he's from Death Note. So this is probably another one in my top 3 is Death Note. And then One Piece is up there now. One Piece is legit amazing.
So the Shira act is finished yesterday.
Where are you watching it at? Because I have
Art-
Crunchyroll. That's the new one.
Yeah, Shira art. Season 4, basically.
Yeah, because I seen the beginning of it in the movie. Well, no, that's not the sword. Because the last one I watched, oh yeah, the Hashira training arc. I haven't seen that one yet. Where are you watching it at?
So,
I can see everyone.
you,
It ended. Yeah, Ryuko. Death Note has got to be one of the most interesting, smart animes because like everything Light and L do is just like two geniuses doing like amazing shit and like doing things. Have you ever seen Death Note?
I've seen it a couple times actually.
Okay.
I've seen
The anime, not the movie. The movie's
okay. Because I didn't like the movie.
no one does. It's horrible. It's so bad. Yeah.
Oh, we getting out of here. It's 12:20. Y'all crazy. Oh, see, he says Crunchyroll.
Is it Crunchyroll? Okay, because that guy, I wind up getting Crunchyroll so I can keep watching One Piece.
One Piece. Yeah.
One Piece, it stops at a certain arc on Netflix, and then it skips to like the new shit. So you're skipping like 500-600 episodes, and I'm like, what? So I wind up getting Crunchyroll. So I didn't know. I am definitely I'm probably watch that tomorrow. I guess.
You said yeah. Yes, did. I'm looking at
Yeah.
final Demon Slayer anime films to launch as theatrical trilogy. Oh, really?
Yeah. The one thing with the
Oh, 3-part? I thought it was 2 parts.
What's that?
So it's gonna be a trilogy of films.
Yeah, they did a couple
First
films
one.
already. They did a couple films
First one's like
already.
2001, and then you had the other one that was like last year. So you get part 3.
Yeah. But I mean all the movies are just the episodes in movie form. So it's not like
Back to back, yeah.
Yeah. But I am gonna be watching that tomorrow because Demon Slayer is really good and I really want to see the Hashira training kind of thing. One, because you get like the other guys. I suck at names, but you get like his friend who has like the bipolar kind of thing, and then the hog head guy.
What's his name?
They weren't in any of the sword village stuff, like none of them. So I was kind of like, you only get like Tanjiro and his sister, and the other guy. I thought the stupid thing is like, oh, he's a demon slayer, but he uses guns. I was like, I thought it was stupid, but yeah, we get going. The Death Note movie was like the last Airbender, and the Last Stand never happened. Exactly. What? Yeah. I actually shot a video for Demon Slayer season 4 thoughts. Nice.
Oh, really? Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it first and then see what your thoughts because I don't want to get spoiled. But I'll for sure check that out, man. I'll for sure check that out. Yeah, we gotta do some anime stuff. We'll do enough anime stuff. I know Purple loves his anime, but
Herbert's huge on it. You know that.
yeah, And this I actually got on Temu. Because I am not paying $80 for a damn figurine. So I got this on Temu. And I'm like, I will pay $2 for it.
So we'll give you a $4 to buy this thing for us.
All these, like Tanjiro, I got on Temu. My Saiyans I got on Temu. That's legit. Everything else is legit. Just yeah, I'm not paying it. All these guys are legit up here. All my DC guys. Those are actual McFarlane stuff.
I remember you been in those.
Wow. So, but cool. Yeah, let's get out of here. Also, I was planning on ranking all the first opening of all the anime I finished. Oh, just the openings. I like that.
Ranking all okay.
Yeah, I like that. I don't know if I usually skip a lot of the openings. Like One Piece, every time it's a new episode in One Piece, I skip until the 4-minute mark because they do the intro. Because everything is it's the intro song, then it's an intro of what the story is, and then it's a recap of the last episode.
Last story.
So you don't start the news episode until about 4 to 4.5 minutes into the fucking episode.
How is that different from X-Men?
It don't last no 4 minutes. X-Men's at least like 30 seconds to a minute max. Like,
but then you got the last time on X-Men, it goes through all that, so it's usually like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. That's what I usually do. I'll hit next episode and then zip all the way to about the 4-minute mark and then start watching.
That's terrible.
Well, I don't need a recap. I just finished the last episode. I don't need a reminder of who all the characters are. So I mean, Luffy says I'm gonna be king of the pirates like every other fucking sentence. But all right, let's get out of here. Appreciate all you guys coming in, hanging out with us. Mama Bear, appreciate you so much being the mod of the year for us. Coming in, holding it down, getting all the trolls out.
You gotta do the giveaways too, so that's why I want to do a giveaway. That's why we need an extra show this week, so we get all this stuff away and get Anzo wants to win a couple things, so I got you.
Yeah, we'll get you in there. And both of you guys are channel members, so appreciate the channel members too. But cool. Yeah, glad I was available tonight. Yeah, because I usually gone on Mondays, right? So
yep.
But cool. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Books, Gers, and Purrs. I think it was your first time here, so appreciate you seeing you. You were here before. I'm sorry. Yeah. So yeah, but appreciate all you guys being here. Thank you guys so much. We will see you guys on Thursday talking about Acolyte. How that go? All right. Also, check out Brian on Anzo's one of Anzo's stream with the roundtable you guys do on.
Chaos so we do a roundtable on Sunday on Chaos, and then we also have one hopefully on Thursday. I don't know if we're doing this Thursday because it's the 4th of July, but we've been doing it, so definitely one of those things. And as I said, if we could get an extra show this week, I'll let you guys know, and we'll do this giveaway so you guys can get some of this stuff and have some fun and maybe a round table or something. We'll figure it out.
Yep. But cool. Yep. Let's get out of here. Appreciate you guys. See you guys on Thursday. Later.
Thanks, guys.
I gotta find.
Maybe
that outro. There we go. Let's get out of here.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We out here.